And welcome to another episode of Spoiler Kings. I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Brandman Brandon, and we got Zach Attacks back. What's going on?
What's going on, Zach? Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Oh no, that's
absolutely anytime, man. Our house is your house.
This is our favorite time of the year when we get to have you around. That's great.
Yeah.
Zach Claus, just bring in my presence.
Exactly. Before we get too far into the show, I kind of want to just say, we're live on Monday, so the injury with Damar Hamlin just happened in the Bills Bengals game. Just say our prayers and thoughts are with you and your family. Hopefully everything turns out okay. But just my prayers are with the Bills, with your family, with you. Hopefully everything works out. I'll be praying for you, and that's why I kind of we waited a couple of extra minutes. I just wanted to see if anything was going to break, but the show must go on. We do want to have the show still going, but yes, I just want to make sure you understand that we are with you. So
yeah.
All right. Any other words? I just want to kind of get that out the way. But we are here today to talk about a few things. First, I think I want to start with our discussion on our 2022 top list with Zach, and then we're going to go into our 2023 most anticipated movies. Okay, so that's kind of the show rundown today. But I'm going to start with something first. I don't know if you guys heard, but there's a thought out there that maybe talking about AntMan and Quantumania, that possibly Kang the Conqueror might be another character again. He might become the Beyonder. They might be bringing them together as one. I just want to know what you guys think about that, and the good, bad, indifferent. Like, what are the positives? What are negatives? What do you guys think?
I think the Beyonder could be cool if they execute him correctly. I think my hang up, and I'm thinking more about this like as it progressively sinks in, I'm hearing these rumors that they're making Kang and the Beyonder kind of like one and the same entity.
Yep.
I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. I think that, Kang should be Kang and the Beyonder should be the Beyonder. I don't really think compressing them into one. It kind of feels like it's like just them kind of like skirting by, like kind of quick and easy, kind of compressing them. We had that with it gives me all the Aldrich Killian Mandarin flashbacks. You know,
Okay.
just leave the characters as is. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping if this is true, if it does come to fruition, just leave the two characters separate entities. I'd be fine with it. But just leave the Beyonder, and Kang.
Totally got you with that. What about you, Zach?
I'm coming from with this like with two train of thoughts: the geek side of me and the business side. Sometimes I think about that when they make these decisions. So for me, when they combine characters, it only works if it's like the same person. So if you do
Yes.
the characteristics from Captain America from the Ultimate Universe and the characteristics from the 616 and combine all those together to make the perfect Steve Rogers that we got on the film, that makes sense because you're not erasing the pathos of another character. And that's the problem with making Kang and the Beyonder those two different people, one person. Now you're erasing the pathos of one of those characters.
Yep.
Because they're both been around for so long. The positives on the business side is that Jonathan Majors is hot as hell.
Yep.
And giving him another role after Kang is dead, if he's dead and I'm the Beyonder now. Just keeping him along, I get that business decision of trying to keep him around and streamlining characters, especially cosmic ones. What's it called? Casual people. They just, when it goes too cosmic, it gets too weird. They start going, they get scared. You know?
I mean, and the Beyonder is one of those characters that are very cosmic, very weird, that has a ton of power.
I'm scared about Guardians 3 a little bit. Like, I know Guardians 1 and 2 did a great job, but they're about to get real weird with some of the characters. and as we get more cosmic, these characters start getting power levels that sometimes people can't comprehend. You know? So, but on the business side, I get trying to streamline the character. But on the geek side, someone that read the comics, I want Kang to be Kang. He has so much rich history. He has so many different versions of himself already. Just use that. And let the Beyonder be the Beyonder because he also has his own stories that need to be told. I don't want them to be the same person.
I think what it is, I think the Beyonder is so complicated that they think they might tune people out. That people were like, what the hell? This doesn't make any sense. How is he in control of these guys? How is he in control of that? I can see why they did it. But here's my only... He Who Remains is a totally different character too. He is not Kang the Conqueror. And they combine those two and they could do that because they say, all right, well, it's the multiverse. He has so many different versions of him. They don't know which version is what. So we can combine characters. The problem with the Beyonder is Beyonder might be the second or third most powerful character in all of Marvel and all of comic book history.
Period.
Yeah. And then you have Kang, who's also, top 20. So you already have a top 20 character and you're going to make him even more powerful by putting him as number 2. You're going to lose that entire character. Exactly what you said, Zach. That might be a problem for me.
Also with the He Who Remains, he's not a character that's super, like Beyonder is not in the zeitgeist of the world, but as a comic book person, we all know who that is.
Yeah.
He Who Remains is a little bit more niche. So you can get away with like combining him because a lot of people don't know who he is at all. So I think that's where they can get away. If they do a thing where Beyonder is a different person, but Kang absorbs him or does something like that, and that's how they make him one person, and he was already a person, he gets to do a couple things, and then they combine him, then I think it could work.
Wouldn't you be more concerned about that, though? Because how did Kang absorb the Beyonder, who can warp realities and is in charge of everything?
That's also true. That's also true.
The tribunal, like he does all that. That's him. He runs all.
That's true.
And Brian, you raised an interesting point about them potentially doing this out of fear that the audience won't be able to catch on or follow, which I would really think is unfortunate because then you're really discrediting the audience and basically calling we the audience stupid.
It's not about us. Remember, not everything's just made for comic book people. It's made for the masses, and that's something I had to deal with. Obviously, we already know how I felt about Wakanda Forever. I have to realize that it's not just about me and the person who cares about the character. It's about everyone because they got to make money. It's a business decision.
Yeah. But then that's saying the masses are idiots, which give them a little more credit. Even like kind of casual viewers. You don't want to treat your audience like they're morons or talk down to them.
Yeah.
So that's just another reason I'd be fine with them leaving the characters as is, because just give your audience credit. They're smart enough to catch on.
I'm gonna be a
even
devil
if they don't read
advocate to that,
comics.
though. I'm gonna be a devil advocate to that, though. We all saw Nope, right?
Yep.
Yep.
You all love Nope?
Yep.
Mhm.
So I love Nope. It was, I forgot where I put it in my list. I have the video up.
Yes,
I have a
first of all,
best friend.
check out his video, his top movies of 2022.
Yes,
you need to
please.
check them out. It's really good. It's not as good as mine, but it's a good list.
Well, we're about to talk about
it's
that.
actually very good. It's actually very good. It was very much thought about, and it's a very good list, and you should check it out. So please, Zack Attack reviews, guys.
Zack Attack reviews. But like my best friend who has a master's degree, doctorate degree, I know she's smarter than me, saw Nope. She called me. She said, "I don't get this movie. It's stupid. What is this? Doesn't make sense. I don't." And you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like Nope wasn't overly complicated.
No, it wasn't.
But a lot of people didn't get it. So
I thought,
like I kind of get it with treating the masses a little bit like they might not get stuff, because even some of the smartest people don't get those concepts.
Well, Inception, Interstellar, The Prestige. Well, I mean, there's so many movies that people have like, I don't get it.
Yeah,
it's pretty straightforward.
I was watching Inception like this, like, oh my god, and my family's behind me, like, turn this shit off. It's stupid.
Like, you don't know,
that's
Nolan might be the greatest
for you, though, right?
Yeah, it's like he might be the greatest movie producer, a director out there, and no one appreciates it. It's just no one. But what you gonna say, B?
Oh no, I was just gonna say Nope was really. I thought it was really kind of subtle in its execution. It was definitely a slow burn, which I know is a word that I use a lot. But even some of the like underlying themes like spectacle and exploitation, I do kind of understand how some people may not have caught. Like a lot of people that I've talked to were like, oh, why did the Gordy scene need to be there? Analyzing the movie as a whole, if you're really following it, you really understand why the Gordy scene was, flashbacks were so vital to the main plot in terms of exploitation and exploiting wild animals and spectacle. Those were the main themes. They even like spell it out for you literally at the beginning, with the opening.
Why Steven Yeun's character is the way he is too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I think it all boils down to interpretation ultimately.
I think it boils down to understanding.
Understanding.
He's right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just don't understand.
Yeah. But yeah, just to reiterate, I loved Nope. I really, really liked it. I think for me, as far as Peel goes, like it was up there with Get Out for me.
All right. Since we're on that topic, let's just jump right into our 2022 list.
Okay.
So let's I'm going to start the transition and we'll go from there.
Okay.
And welcome back to Spoiler Kings. I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Brandman Brandon. And of course, we got Zack Attacks here. I appreciate you coming in. And we're going to discuss our 2022 movie list first. So I don't know if everyone remembers their list, but B, do you got yours? Do you remember yours?
Yes. Yep. And so we're reiterating our top ones, right?
Yep.
Okay. Because I have an honorable mention that I want to add that I was ashamed I did not add last time. So I'm happy I get another shot at this. Okay.
We're doing top 5 or top 10?
Top 5.
Top 5. Okay.
Okay. So top 5, from number 5, The Batman for me.
Okay.
Loved the detective noir vibe. Love the kind of slow build up. I love the stylization behind it.
Like, no, don't talk about it. Just give us the list.
Don't talk about it.
We're going to get a list to go through because we're going to have a nice discussion with this.
My bad. I'm so sorry. Okay. Number 5, The Batman. Number 4, X.
Okay.
Number 3, Banshees of Inisherin. Number 2, Top Gun Maverick. Number 1, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Honorable mention, Nope. And my other honorable mention that I really should have mentioned last time, I was so disappointed and ashamed of myself, is Netflix and Kid Cudi's Intergalactic.
Hey, I gotta tell you, I was disappointed in you. I thought for sure that you were going to say it. Like I told you after the stream, I was like, B, Intergalactic. What we talking about, man? That's
how I left that out last time. I was so ashamed. So I'm happy I got to go on record this time. But yeah, Intergalactic, I absolutely loved.
It was a wonderful movie. Yeah.
It was like Into the Spider-Verse and When Harry Met Sally had a glorious baby together. You know?
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
With a really awesome soundtrack. If you guys have not heard the Intergalactic soundtrack, check that out.
But it's Kid Cudi. I mean, come on.
It's Kid Cudi. Yep.
Come on. That's insane. All right.
It was just a feel good movie too.
I want to do mine quick. So 5B.
Oh my God.
Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. 5A. Smile. Best horror film this entire year. 4B. The Batman. 4A. Nope. 3. I know it's controversial. Woman King. I love it. I don't care. It doesn't have to be factual for it to be good. Number 2, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that was just a banger. I mean, that gotta be a number 1, number 2 on everyone's list. And number 1 for me was Top Gun because I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. It surprised the hell out of me. Yeah. All right, so that was our list. Zach, what you have for your top 5, and then let's get into discussion mode.
Gotcha. So number 5 is Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Number 3 is my favorite horror movie of the year is Pearl. Number
Pearl's
3 is very good. Female Joker. Number 3 is a Netflix film that came out of nowhere, messed my list up completely. It's called Athena. I really want to talk to you guys about that.
Yeah, because I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah. Number 2 is The Batman. My 2 honorable mentions before I get to number 1 is Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, and The Whale. That's my 6 and 7.
Yeah.
And Everything Everywhere All at Once is now my favorite movie of all time. So that's like number 1 movie. All the way up here, and then Batman's like here, and then everything just drops down.
Loved it. So, by the way, with Pearl, like Mia Goth just deserves an Oscar just for holding that smile at the end for as long as she,
yeah, it was too creepy for me. It was just too much.
They're overlooking her just that you do that a little too well. Just that monologue she had in that film, she should have it just that should get submitted, and she needs to get awards. Like, I don't understand.
All right, so that's our list. I got Derpy in here. You know, he's always our man behind the scenes. He has his top 5. He has 5, The Northman, 4, Black Phone, 3, All's Quiet on the Western Front, 2, The Batman, and number 1, Top Gun. He has honorable mentions of Guillermo del Toro, Pinocchio, and Hustle, and Avatar 2. I didn't like Avatar 2.
Nope.
Oh, that's it. Nope. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Good job.
First of all, Derpy, good having All Quiet on the Western Front. That was a fantastic film. It's in my top 20. It's not talked about enough.
And sometimes I just have to do a marketing.
Oh yeah,
we about to get rid of you, man.
No, you know what? You need to submit that to the Oscars because that was crazy. I can't believe you did that. I was so focused on Derpy, I didn't realize he was doing it still.
Oh, man.
Wow, should have paid you for that ad campaign.
I am sorry, I could not resist.
That's funny because that's exactly the reason why I like Smile too.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly.
Yeah, this is like a lot of the horror stuff. The best horror stuff this year was really like under the radar. Like
H24 is becoming a banger studio. They're releasing the best movies between X, Pearl. I mean,
everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah, I really can't wait for this. For this third one, Maxine, that I'm assuming is going to be out sometime this year. You know, with obviously with Mia Goth continuing on with her character from X. Yeah. So I don't know if anyone saw like the really brief teaser trailer they made for it, but
yeah, I saw it.
I saw
nice. It's like old school Hollywood glam, right?
Yeah,
old school. Yeah, and you know, I'm just really interested in the approach. You know, so Sounds like it'll be cool. And yeah, Ty West who did it. Yeah, there's like X. I knew nothing about probably until like 2 weeks before it came out. Pearl he completely shot secretly, which was incredible. And then
That's crazy.
Maxine like really keeping quiet on everything about that, other than the fact that it's happening, and we have like a brief teaser trailer. So yeah, I like the mystery behind it.
Okay. Yeah, these days we know way too much about movies before they come out.
I was
like
going to say
go
that.
in and be surprised.
Doesn't it kind of ruin it a little bit? Like I feel like Multiverse of Madness. I don't feel like Doctor Strange was a terrible movie. I feel like we had our expectations so high that if it didn't deliver, all of us gonna be like, "F it, this is terrible."
Yeah, it just like we said, it really didn't utilize its multiversal plot as well as it could. I just watched it last week. Really
number
good
21 one on my list.
I like that one, man. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, Multiverse of Madness. I think it was just the fact that it wasn't better than the first one. I think.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Even it's hard to do that.
Yeah, even one of our viewers said the other week when we were talking about it, it really should have. I believe in his words, should have blown the multiverse wide open, and it just didn't. It wasn't a bad movie. It was just
it was
kind of underwhelming.
It was good, but when you expect the world to change, this movie's going to come in, the way of the water is going to change because of this movie. It's just disappointing, and you lose interest in it. It still made a lot of money. It still was a good movie, but
the highest grossing Marvel movie of 2022.
But when everywhere all at once is a better multiverse movie.
It's a better multiverse movie. It's the Multiverse of Madness movie that Multiverse of Madness failed to be.
Yeah.
And it didn't even have a cinematic universe behind it.
I wonder if it would have been better if we knew nothing. And if they released it originally before, because remember, it was dark. It was rated R. And they lightened it up and they reshot it to make sure we get a PG-13. I wonder if it would have been better.
And they also took Scott Derrickson off, and then COVID.
Exactly.
Because there's people that were supposed to be in the movie that couldn't get in the movie because of COVID, like Tom Cruise and Daniel Craig and other people, so I give it a little bit of a pass because I understand that there was complications with change of director, and they weren't able to do it was going real horror. And then they pulled it back. They brought a horror director in, like a classic horror director.
You had Sam Raimi.
He's a specific type of horror director, and that was the kind of thing with Sam Raimi. Every movie is Sam Raimi. You could tell Sam Raimi.
The first half of Multiverse of Madness, I don't know why we're going so deep in this, but first half of Multiverse of Madness felt like Scott Derrickson, and then the second half felt like Sam Raimi. It doesn't mesh well together.
It was very much, especially, just like you said, the second half was, I characterize it as Evil Dead 4 repackaged as a Marvel film, as an MCU film. Okay. Which Sam Raimi, Brian can attest to this. I love Sam Raimi.
You do?
I absolutely love Sam Raimi. So the prospect of him doing, if we couldn't get Scott Derrickson back, whose work I loved on the first one, I'll always be a little disappointed and let down that he didn't come back, I guess due to creative differences. But Raimi was a great replacement. To an extent, I kind of always felt like he kind of suited the world of Doctor Strange more than he did Spider-Man. And fun fact, back in the late 80s, he actually wanted to do a Doctor Strange movie, but he couldn't get the financial backing because he was a much more obscure, like lesser known director than he is today. So I was really stoked at the concept of him doing this. I just think, it just didn't. And I can't even I'm not even sure I can blame Raimi, but it was just, I think it banked too much on being a Raimi film rather than doing enough and doing and going above and beyond with its multiverse premise.
I think it would have still been fine if it wasn't for COVID and and not telling us everything that was going to happen. But
all
right. So, but we probably we've said so much about this movie. We probably need to go on because our lists have a lot of interesting things on it. So actually, I wanted Zach to talk about that movie from the Netflix movie that I did not see. I want to hear about this a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, you want me to get into that right now?
Yeah, I would love
it. So that's my number 3 movie. It's called Athena. It's a French film. And it's about 4 brothers. One is a 13-year-old in the beginning of the film. You don't see it, but he gets brutally beaten and murdered by French police. Middle Eastern and black. And he has these 3 older brothers. The main character is Karim. And they all are dealing with different ways. One of the brothers is military, so he's torn between like, damn, they killed my brother, but he's also like, I gotta service the government. The second youngest is like, F all this stuff. I'm starting a riot. I'm blowing everything up. I'm tired of this. And the other one is like, I'm getting out of here. I'm a drug dealer. I'm taking my money and getting the hell out of this place. The reason why this movie captured me is because it has the best opening I probably have seen this whole year. The first 11 to 15 minutes is full action mode. They raid a police station and take a bunch of stuff, and it's the camera work. I still don't know right now how they did the camera stuff. Going through cars, coming into another car, hopping on a bike, and going through the streets. The explosions, everything felt raw, real, no stunt doubles. And then after this 11, 15, 20-minute crazy action sequence, we get into the meat of the story and how all sides are feeling. And then we get to the cop's perspective a little bit. And we get to see one cop who's coming into this madness and seeing it from the other side and how scared he is. And then when all that stuff starts colliding together, it's just so epic. It's emotional. It's like a Greek tragedy. And I think that's why it's called Athena. But in modern day.
Wow. Okay. Guess what's on my list for this weekend, guys? Guess what we're going to be watching.
Check it out, man.
I won't come in next Monday and be like, he was right.
I'm thinking that that's going to be one for me this weekend too.
Yeah, man.
After I go see Megan.
I got my tickets for Thursday.
That's crazy. I can't believe
I need the context behind that dancing.
Well, it makes I think it makes sense, even in the trailer. But
I think it makes sense too. I just need the complete context behind it.
All right. Is there any movie on anyone's list that someone wants to argue about that you disagree with?
Not me.
Brandon, I'm sorry, but did you say the black phone was on your list?
Say what?
No. That was Derpy. It's Derpy.
Oh, whew.
Derpy.
Okay, Derpy. I'm sorry. I was so disappointed in that movie.
Another Scott Derrickson film, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was. It's not top movie, but it was.
It was something. It was
something. It was stuff. Stuff was happening. It was supernatural stuff. Ethan Hawke did a great job.
Ethan Hawke brought the creepy.
It was very creepy, but was it a very good movie? I don't know. But
just too much unexplained stuff.
There were horror films that I liked more this year. The ones that we mentioned.
Yeah.
Smile, X, Pearl, Barbarian.
Oh, I loved all. I mean, I don't know. I love Smile mostly because the gore was so great. In the first, honestly, I feel like it was my favorite thing until like the last 15 minutes of the movie. It was like my favorite thing, and then the last 15 minutes, I was like, "What the hell?" But I like the understanding of the concept of it. They just couldn't pull it off.
Yeah,
I went and went that movie with low expectations, and it was just like, "Wow, this is great." Like, it's not revolutionary, it's not super original, but not everything has to be. You just have to execute.
Sometimes you just want a good scary movie, and that's all I wanted.
Yeah, Sosie Bacon is not getting enough.
For that,
the abusive dad. Yeah, it was.
That's exactly. Felt like there was no.
There's a lot of plot points that was kind of pointless in that movie, but
yeah, the abusive. Yeah, I agree with Knox for sure. And then all of a sudden, we're supposed to sympathize with the father completely out of the blue. He pulls a complete 180. After being just the worst type of.
You're like, oh, why would I care about this guy at all?
Yeah,
he's
you beat a little girl in front of me. Like, they made us watch that for 5 minutes, and Yeah, he didn't even go looking for his son. There's no redemption for him.
Yeah.
You tell me this little tiny girl looking in the middle of the night, she's more man than him.
And then the fact that he didn't know. That's what's
Mhm.
crazy, dude. That all right. Yeah, that's not
utter
good.
trash. But yeah, Smile was great. Sosie Bacon is not getting enough credit for her performance. She did such a great job, and I like the mental health aspect tied into everything.
That's exactly what I liked.
Mhm.
And that monster at the end, holy crap, nightmare fuel. Jesus, moly, Joseph.
I literally, I'll tell you, I don't like scary movies. I feel like real life is already scary enough, so I don't like to be afraid of anything. And that's probably half the reason why I try to work out, because I don't want to have to be afraid of anything.
Same.
That's just
Same.
unreal. I think I can handle it with my hands. You can't beat things like that. And so whenever it comes on my screen, I look at the corner of the screen, and I look away, and I pretend like I'm not afraid, but I'm so not looking at the movie. Oh, don't tell my wife though. Don't tell my wife. Unless she's watching, she probably is. Okay. What's the one movie you hear someone else's list you wish was on yours?
I'm trying to remember your guys' list off the top of my head. I'm trying to think.
It's a good question. Actually, Zach, and I almost consider this like a companion piece and one and the same. Like, I might have added Pearl to my list. I kind of I really consider that an X almost kind of like one and the same, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. That's
and I'm pretty sure I'll consider Maxine. It'll be like a trifecta for me. Like but
it'll be a trilogy. Good trilogy.
Yeah, I can almost consider X and Pearl one and the same. I liked them, about the same too. So yeah, I'd say Pearl.
I noticed when I'm looking at a lot of people's top 10 lists that they either have X in there and Pearl lower down, or they have Pearl in the up high and X down. It is like there's no one that they put it both in the top 5 because just they're similar.
They're the same,
very different movies,
but they're the same concept, and it's like two different movies. That one part A came to this one, part B came to this one, and then you're gonna get a part C, and all hell's gonna break loose. I think that's what.
Yeah, and I absolutely love like the retro vibe to both movies that Ty West went for, like that really kind of exaggerated, especially in the case of Pearl. Just the like everything from the cinematography, the color scheme, the way that the end credits were set up. Just everything. Like it really felt like you were watching something that was in that time period, and the same thing went for X. I kind of felt like I was watching like a 70s like grindhouse almost film, and I really loved and appreciated that. Whenever you really feel like when a director immerses themselves in that regard, it really comes from a place of passion. So I really appreciated what Ty West did, and I'm going to be like on the lookout for whatever he comes out with next. And that even goes for Beyond Maxine.
Yeah. Mia Goth too. This made me a Mia Goth fan.
Like, I did not even
Infinity Pool.
Yeah, I did not even really pay attention to her as an actress before this.
Exactly that.
Either.
Man, I literally talking about I don't like being afraid. I'm afraid of her. Done.
Yeah, like you the end of Pearl, dude. Like when Howard walked into the house and to see that scene and then her smiling at him for like that for 2 minutes. I would have dove out the window Scott Pilgrim style personally. But
that man decided to stay. You know what? He said he just came from war. I seen more scarier stuff than this.
Probably not.
Yeah. but Mia Goth, same with her. I was paying her no mind before this.
Okay, guys, you got one last question about this whole thing before we get to the shows part. Okay, what was your most disappointing movie the movie that disappointed you the most in 2022?
Disappointed you the most. I'm looking at what's at the bottom of my list right now.
Mm-hmm. But some things you know are bad. Which one did you go in thinking this is going to be great and just totally disappointed?
Great or at least good. I'm gonna go with. I have two.
Okay.
I have Bones and All.
Okay.
I was excited after
Some
I saw
people
the
love that
trailer.
movie.
Some people have it as their number one,
I know.
and that's what got me excited. And then I watched it, and I was like, "What the hell is this? What in the world?" And then my worst movie I seen all year is Orphan First Kill. That was probably my most disappointing movie of the year because I love the first Orphan. And you know what's worse than being bad? Because if you're bad and I can laugh at you, that's fine. I got some entertainment out of you. But when you're boring, that drives me nuts. I was bored. I was like, this is the same movie. It's the first movie, but not as good.
You gotta love how they made the weird decision to make a prequel 13 years after the fact. When Isabel Fuhrman looks significantly older,
she's 13 years older.
She looks like a 33-year-old woman now. You know, one of the things that made
with her.
Yeah, one of the things that made the first one so creepy is that she looks so young and innocent. You know, this was a movie where like CG de-aging was very, very necessary.
Yes,
I agree.
You know,
I have one more. Tar. That's another one.
You didn't like Tar? Well, actually, I did know that because I saw your review.
That's another one that was hyped up by the what's the cinephiles and everything.
Everyone's saying this is an instant Oscar, instant everything.
Best picture, best. Well, actually, I do agree that she probably should get nominated for best lead actress.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie around her, oh God, what a snooze! Jesus, I was like, this is boring as I don't know. Like, oh my God. The only reason it's not that next to Orphan First Kill is because Cate Blanchett's performance.
Yeah. Okay.
And some of the themes and stuff that was interwoven that piqued my interest. That's the thing. I watched it and said, ooh, and then they took it away from me and started talking about classical music again. And I was like, no!
Classical music's not bad. Come on. Knox Ashford said they really kept the actress for Orphan. Had me dying of laughter.
Yes, they did. Same one.
Yeah, like, come on.
All right.
I got over that. I was like, whatever.
This is what
the
they
actress.
did.
But the movie, if the movie was good, I wouldn't have cared.
All right, B, what you got? Which one for you?
For most disappointing, there's two. I'd say Lightyear.
I liked Lightyear. Really?
I liked elements of it, but I think it really could have done more with its premise. I think that
okay. I can see that.
They could have adapted a couple episodes of Buzz Lightyear of Star Command.
Yes.
That really leaned into the possibilities of the premise. You know, rather than just making a watered down kiddie version of Interstellar, basically, like they did. There was more they could have done, and I don't think anything's more disappointing and frustrating when you have a really great grand premise that you could do a lot with, and you just don't. I think there was a lot.
You decide not to. Yes,
you decide not to. You play it safe, and you tether yourself. You have such a great epic premise. Do something with it. That's what really let me down with Lightyear. And the other one that I would say, I almost said Thor: Love and Thunder, but that's kind of low-hanging fruit at this point because I know I've picked on that movie multiple times. I'm gonna deviate from that and say the other disappointment.
You're gonna say Black Adam? I know you're gonna say Black Adam.
I am sorry. I can't let this one off the hook. I know I pick on this one too.
I knew he was saying it.
You know, it really had the opportunity to do. Once again, it had the opportunity to do a whole lot more, especially with the premise of an anti-hero. And if you're familiar with the character of Black Adam, he does some very unscrupulous, questionable things in the comics. And the movie was too afraid to go beyond Dwayne Johnson with superpowers. He never came off as an anti-hero so much as he just came off as it wasn't that bad. It's very much a Sunday. It's very much a Sunday afternoon while folding laundry when it's on TNT type of movie.
Okay.
It just seemed like, Dwayne Johnson, as much as I love him, his ego kind of got in the way of making it what it could have been. And
definitely made Black Hero a superhero.
Yeah, he was a superhero who just brooded and just was a little more stoic than the average one.
Yeah.
Clayton. Oh, my boy Clayton's in the chat.
What's that?
What's up, Clayton?
Oh, what's up, Clay?
That's my boy. Yeah, he goes to see some of these movies with me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So, I'd say that was the other disappointment. I mean, hell, like Wakanda Forever, Namor was more of a Black Adam than Black Adam. And at least that
Marvel's Black Adam.
Yeah, this is what they did though.
At least that actor was.
Think of it, they're both old. Instead of one Egypt, the one was in Central America. This is like it literally was mirroring the same story. So
yeah, and at least
the reason why those movies are not disappointing in me is because I didn't have expectations for them.
And at least Tenoch Huerta was willing to wear the black hair and the pointy ears. The Rock couldn't even do that.
I mean,
with the wings on the feet.
With the wings on the feet.
To be fair,
and he made him look cool.
Yes.
To be fair, The Rock, they're not the same level actors though.
No,
let's not go there and think they're the same level. Or at least he was able. Well, no, they're not the same level, dude.
Yeah. It's disappointing.
Denzel ain't gonna wear makeup, dog. He's not gonna be wearing the clown makeup. He's a different level.
The Rock can be charismatic and a good actor when he wants to be. Especially early on when he was really getting his feet.
It wasn't that bad. You really hate this?
I don't. No, don't get me wrong. I don't hate it. I'm just disappointed. He could have done so much more, especially considering this was a passion project that he was trying to get made for over a decade.
Here's what I know that you're telling exactly the truth, because before the movie came out, this is exactly what Brandon was saying. I'm afraid The Rock is going to be The Rock instead of being Black Adam. That's exactly what he said before it came out. And guess what? That's how he feels it came out. I didn't mind it because I think he deviated a lot more than I thought he was going to deviate. So it's not disappointing to me. And it made more money than I thought it was going to make. I thought it was going to make $200 million, just break even, and it almost made $4 million. So I was like, I'm not that disappointed.
Breaking even. 4 was breaking even.
Well, they only it's $225 million was how much they spent on the movie. Marketing
before marketing,
marketing another $200 million.
And whoever created that kid character in Black Adam,
God,
shot, right?
Ought to be ashamed of themselves. Come over. I just want to talk. That's all. I just want to talk.
Okay.
I just want to talk to you.
You can list so many reasons why. Like the ADR was bad. Like I think it's a really good movie. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't bad. It just wasn't anything.
Superhero film.
They had characters that didn't matter. They had 2 superheroes that really didn't matter at all in the plot line, but they had 2 superheroes that were unbelievable. The only problem is those 2 superheroes that are unbelievable weren't Black Adam.
Yeah, Hawkman and Dr. Fate were amazing. I don't think they could have improved. I don't think that they could have done any better spot-on casting than
Fate was
Brosnan
so good, and Aldous Hodge is such an underrated actor. Just by that by itself, I would never say this is bad. Like I just can't, because Aldous Hodge saved it to me.
Yeah, he's a great actor, and I really liked him as Hawkman. I'd be down for a Justice Society movie, but obviously that's not going to happen with us. Starting fresh with DC.
I'm James Gunn,
but
okay. I got two too. All right, so
yeah, your turn.
Mine's The Bubble. Because when I first thought I was watching it, I was like, man, they got some great actors in this. It was awful. It was beyond awful. I was like, I can't believe I'm still watching this. Why am I still watching this?
Why'd they do my girl Karen Gillan like that?
Dude,
Why she signed up for that movie?
Yeah, really.
Angel Pascal.
Maybe,
well, I mean,
maybe she.
Amazing actors.
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume maybe she had some rent that was due.
You owe somebody something. That's what it is.
Yeah, because the only other movie she was in this year was Duel, which was good, but it was small.
Yeah, it was very small.
Yeah, she probably got paid more off a Bubble.
Mhm.
And
Probably got paid more off a Bubble.
my other one is Firestarter. I thought
Nice.
that movie was straight trash. People
Yeah.
were saying that
Did
it
you
was one of
finish
their
that?
favorite movies. No, I literally turned this shit off because I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
As
I'm
you
sorry
should.
for cursing this much, but I was like, "What the fuck?" Honestly, I was mad at my TV. It reminded me when I first saw The Village. You know, when I was watching M. Night Shyamalan, I was watching The Village. I was like, "What the hell is wrong with this movie?" And then they walked down there and just like right down the street from some society. I threw a chair at the TV. It's like, man, what the hell is wrong with you, M. Night Shyamalan? That's how I felt while I was watching it. I was like, really, guys, this is so stupid. So
Yeah, they should really kind of like not do not adapt Stephen King novels anymore, like, with the exception of like It Chapter 1 was decent,
good.
but they need to.
Dr. Sleep was good.
They need.
Dr. Sleep.
Dr. Sleep was good. Dr. Sleep was good. Yeah, they're just so hit or miss with Stephen King adaptations, and
it's hard.
You know, I kind of.
I think that's what it is. It's very hard.
Yeah, you know, they're about to do this. Well, this remake of Salem's Lot is coming out in a couple months. I don't really have any hopes for that. I don't know. They just can't do it, more often than not, unfortunately.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
And before we go, Morbius was the worst movie of the year. But I also knew that I went in knowing that's going to be the worst movie I've ever seen. So I was like, thank you for lowering the bar. Like superhero movie, worst superhero movie I've ever seen. Thanks for lowering the bar that low. Thank you. Good job, Sony.
And like I don't get why they're doing this with the Spider-Man villains. It's just it's such a dumb, like barely even half-baked idea.
You know what it is? The Sinister Six and Spider-Geddon and all those things are all they're trying to get done. So
yeah,
but they need somebody to.
It is what it is.
Be charged and plan it properly.
Exactly. I was trying to pull out my comic of it, but yeah. All right. So I'm gonna do a transition real quick, and we're gonna go over our shows, and then we'll do our other stuff. So, all right, here we go.
Okay.
And welcome back to Spoiler Kings. I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Brandman Brandon. We got Zach Attacks Reviews right here.
Hey,
and guess what, guys? Guess what? The man, the myth, the legend, Tank Crab.
What is up?
The king,
bro?
Our fearless leader.
What's up?
What's up, man? Came in right at the last second, huh?
Oh man, that's great.
The gang's all here now, right? Now it's a party.
We just wanted to do our 2002 shows. So we're going to talk about our list real quick, and then everyone get their list, and then I'm going to ask which one do you hate from someone's list? Which one do you love from someone's list? Which one do you wish you would have added to yours?
The top five?
Top five. That's all we're going to do, top five.
Okay.
Well, we can. I think everyone's got 2 honorable mentions, so we could do maybe like
7. We could do 7 because
Because I mean, I'm sure some of us have the overlap.
Because my top 5-ish always.
Mm-hmm.
But while we're going, let's go ahead. B, why don't you go over your top 7 then, man?
Sure. Okay. So my number 5, of course, was Peacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
My number 4 was Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. Number 3 was Interview with a Vampire. Number 2 was Reacher. And my number 1 was House of the Dragon. And I had 2 honorable mentions, which was Miss Marvel. Really, really enjoyed that. And Pam and Tommy. While I did not completely agree with that show even being made, the tone of it, the sleazy vibe, and the performance of Lily James especially, and Sebastian Stan really, really made it work for me.
Okay. All right, Zach, go ahead. You do yours, and then I'll do mine.
Skip me real quick.
Okay, I got you.
I deleted my list. Thank you.
So I'm going to do my top 7 ish movies because I felt ashamed about missing at least one of them. So my first time, I'm gonna put 7 on there. There's no way I should do a list and not have Cobra Kai on my damn list. I'm wrong. I'm disappointed in myself. Like literally, my dad called me. It's like, son, come on.
You know, I was kind of wondering. I was kind of wondering if I could add things like Cobra Kai or The Boys to my list because they've been existing shows, so I wasn't sure if they counted. Otherwise, I would have added, Cobra Kai and The Boys to my list.
Hey, that's good because that's what I want to go with.
Wait, so they do count?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then House of the Dragon is no longer my number 1. The Boys is.
Damn.
How about that?
Yes. All right. I like.
How about that?
I like
We're gonna knock House of the Dragon down to an honorable mention. The Boys is my number 1 officially.
Okay.
Or House of the Dragon.
All right. So now my number 6. I'm still going with the Orville. I don't care. If no one else in the world liked it. I loved it.
I heard people like that show a lot.
Yeah, it was good.
I want
to really step its game up with each season.
I signed a petition to get season 4. I want it. I don't care. All right, number 5. I'm still playing Stranger Things. I enjoyed it. 4, Interview with a Vampire. 3, still House of the Dragons. 2, I'm still putting The Boys. And number 1, I'm putting Bel Air because it's me. And I enjoy Bel Air, and I enjoyed it because of what it tried to do and what it did do. And what it did. I like that.
It did the best thing it could have. The best thing to do was deviate and go a completely different tone from its predecessor. Otherwise, it would have just come off like a cheap retread. They entered new territory with it, and that's what I think made it work so well.
Thank you, B.
Yeah. Otherwise, none of that would have sat well if you did just a straight, remake. There's only one original Fresh Prince. They borrowed a similar concept and just kind of ran with it in a different tone. That was the best thing for it. I think that's why it worked, and that's why I'm excited for the new season.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's got legs. It could last
5 weeks,
a decent amount of times. You say 5?
5 weeks.
5 weeks. Yeah, it comes out.
5 weeks.
All right. Yeah. Honorable mention, real quick. Peacemaker and Wednesday deserve honorable mentions. So that's gonna be my list. All right, Tank, you go.
All right, I'll go. So since we're adding a few more than our top 5, so like I said in our video, in my top 5 video, I got House of Dragon is 5, The Sandman is 4, Interview with the Vampire is 3, Our Flag Means Death was 2, and Severance was my number 1. Then add a couple other in there. Definitely Cobra Kai. I think we all forgot about it. I don't know how, and we all loved it. But Cobra Kai is definitely in my top 10. I don't know, from 10 to 6, I'm not sure. But Murderville, Peacemaker and The Boys, and Miss Marvel are somewhere in that second half of the top 10. But yeah, all those were great. Cobra Kai, I was like so upset after I was editing. I was like, none of us say Cobra Kai. I'm like, what the heck?
Like I said, I wasn't quite sure if they counted since they've been existing shows. Otherwise, like I said.
You look in the mirror and you say, I'm disappointed in you.
Yeah. I mean, technically, it's interesting because all of us did new shows besides The Boys. You know what? I guess Brian did.
I did some of the Stranger Things. I did Stranger
Things, Orville.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The season of Stranger Things was just great. I love how the show really grows up alongside the actors. It got really, really crazy and out there. The Hellraiser and Nightmare on Elm Street influence was so real.
It was so crazy. That world.
I love
it. I'm Tank didn't see it yet, so
I'm getting caught up. I'm getting caught up. That's all right.
Yeah,
everything's already spoiled.
Just the characters.
I'm spoiled enough for everybody. Trust me.
And as we talked about, I really like anything retro or anything kind of throwback, especially when it comes to the 80s. And the fact that Stranger Things is such a passionate love letter to like a lot of the pop culture and even cult 80s stuff that we were introduced to when we were kids in the 90s. That I really, really appreciate it. They're saying there were rumors a while back that the creators of the Duffer Brothers are like have been brought on for some secret Marvel project, which I'd be all for. I'm hoping it's a Midnight Suns movie. That would be amazing. Or Ghost Rider. Yeah. Ghost Rider would be dope from them. Very impatiently waiting on the next season. I think it's supposed to start shooting this summer, I think.
Yeah.
So I got my list now. I apologize about being unprepared.
Oh, good. We got Knox come in real quick. Oh, you picked up the Midnight Suns?
Nice.
Yeah, it just started.
Nice.
So Knox said Our Flag Means Death was damned good. I'm really glad the main romance made it popular on social media because the marketing was trash. Marketing was trash. I didn't even know about the show until like right the last second, and that was because of Taika on his Instagram, I think.
Yeah, it seemed like
pirate show.
exactly.
It seemed like the marketing was almost like non-existent.
Yeah, it really was. It was trash. It was Taika doing Taika.
Only on streaming, it has bad marketing. Like when it's on like House of Dragon, when it's on network, it gets good marketing. But when it's just a streaming show, all of them are bad.
You find out like 2 weeks later that came out.
Or if you're following an actor that already from something else and they're on this show, that's when you find out about the show. But I never see them on advertisements.
Yeah.
All right, Zach, what you got?
Okay, so I'm gonna start with my honorable mentions. Euphoria, season 2. Severance, season 1. Amazing. I love the show. The Boys, Peacemaker, Superman and Lois. I want to give a big shout out. That was my favorite comic book.
Very good show.
Yeah, very good show. But with my top 5, number 5 is Abbott Elementary.
I love Abbott. It's so funny. It's so
funny. So and I worked in a school for a couple of years, so I understand what they're going through. The lack of supplies, the stupid kids, the stupid principal. Oh, let me not say stupid kids.
I was gonna say he goes I was
challenging kids.
It's the parents. I don't care what it was. It's the parents.
Parents. Oh man.
Oh my god.
I've dealt with some crazy parents too. Yeah. But yeah, I just love that it's like secretly like a black show, but not at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Attack on Titan, whichever part came out this year. The twists and turns in this anime was just so amazing. The animation is just, and like it just hits all the notes of things that I like. Like I love zombies, and the Titans are very much like zombies, but then it like elevated to some next gen stuff. And then I like political dramas, and it has that too. And I like when I like the main character, and it has that too. Like it just hits everything. Stranger Things, we all talked about it. It was like 16 hours or 20 hours of just epicness. The last episode was 2.5 hours. Like,
it went so fast because I was like, I don't want to watch that. And then 2.5 hours over, I was like, it's over.
Yeah, it's very seldom that. Oh, that final shot, yeah.
Oh,
that doesn't get enough credit. That final last 5 minutes. Yeah.
And I can comfortably say with Stranger Things, ever since that show debuted, like it really 150% hooked me in from the beginning, from the word go. You know, and it's stayed consistent with that. I always find myself invested in Stranger Things. You know, like
it's the only show that I sit down and I watch every single episode in one day.
I watch every episode. I don't even look at my phone. Usually, if I get a call or a text, I don't look at it. I'll shut my phone off. You know,
blackout.
Somebody hits me up to do something. I'm like, I'm standing where I'm at.
Upside down. Sorry.
I'm in the upside down.
I'm in the upside down. I like it.
So number 2 is Salmon. I really love this show because I heard so much hype by one of my friends, Maxwell. He's been talking about this comic for like 5 years.
I was like, I would have got all the comics after it was done. Like, that's just it.
Yeah. And he was like, but I don't know if they're gonna make a show or movie because it's really complicated. And they did a fantastic job.
It was complicated and it was good. It made it better.
But it was done in a way that you can understand it, and you don't have to be like a comic head or super smart or anything like that. They simplified it as much as possible without losing it. I just really like how cerebral it was, and it had like good characters. Usually shows like this don't have like characters that you like; they're just there for the plot.
Yep.
And my number 1 show for the year is Atlanta. I feel like that show is always my
I
number one show.
I love Atlanta, but the problem is I thought this season is probably only my second or third favorite season.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like I thought the first season of Atlanta was great. So I was hooked on season 1 and season 2, and then knowing that's coming to an end kind of put a damper on it for me. But I understand everything you're saying about it.
Yeah, man. Like I loved all 4 seasons of this show. I think season 2 is probably the weakest to me. But I love season 4. I love season 3 kind of ended in this year too. So I'll just package both of them together. That Goofy episode in this season, holy crap. They just don't make television like that on anybody else.
Because you don't have actors that do the stuff that they can do. That's what's so hidden about it. You don't understand how good these guys are. You see them in other stuff, you're like, holy, you're really that good.
And you're in Atlanta. Like, y'all all came from this one hub, and y'all all now in Marvel. Except Lakeith Stanfield.
Give it time.
He's probably going to get brought through.
Yeah, just wait.
Give it time.
There's it right here. So, as soon as Will got taken to the Upside Down, I was Will's like my least favorite character, so
yeah, he is. He's a plot device.
Fine.
He's not really a character.
Exactly. He's going to be very important in this final season, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah, he just needs to find a new barber. That's all.
Exactly.
Noah Schnapp is like, please, Duffer Brothers, let me cut this, and they're like, no. And I'm like, why are they doing this at this point?
Yeah, they gave him the Lloyd Christmas. You know.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yep, I was gonna say he's got the bowl and
just put a bowl in his head.
Yep.
Is there anything that's on someone's list that you guys hate?
Not necessarily. No, not me.
I think everyone has very good list. I enjoy everything.
Yeah.
My only regret is if I could had Sandman higher, but I liked all the stuff I had on my list. But I enjoyed. I remember I was watching it, and I told Tank, I was like, dude, this is amazing. Like, it's fucking amazing. But I loved all the other stuff I like too. So
I have stuff like that on my movie list and my TV show list where I'm like, I want to put you higher to give you the credit. It's just the stuff that I liked more than you, but you deserve the shine. Like, that's why I split my movie list into 2 videos. I did 11 through 25, and then I did 10 through 1 because I was like, there's just too much. And I still didn't get to give all the movies I wanted shout outs. And then even with the TV show video I didn't get to do like showcase all the great television that came up in 2022.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you brought up Euphoria. I can't say it's a bad show because obviously it won all these awards and everything. It just never clicked with me.
I think
it's not my cup of tea.
I think I'm just too old for it. That's because I see stupid stuff. I see kids doing stupid stuff. I know, yeah, we are the same age. But I don't like seeing drug use. That's one big thing for me. I just can't get with that. I don't like that type of drama. I don't mind it being teen drama because I like Supernatural is my favorite fucking show. So like I don't mind that, but I just don't. The drug use kind of just took me, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this. My wife loves it, and I watch it, and I can watch it with her, but I just
you can't get invested in it.
Exactly. Yeah, I understand. I think that. I kind of look at it as I guess I'm calling it the kids effect. Like when we were kids, we saw the movie Kids and thought, oh, this is edgy. Oh, this is amazing, blah, blah, blah. It was always on in some room at whatever house party I was going to or I was at. Someone had Kids on in someone's room at a party. But I don't know. I guess it's just, maybe we've outgrown the demographic, the target demographic,
Sure.
So I think that's why
it helps me being a father of 2 little girls and see that.
It's hard. It's hard to watch that,
knowing that they're going to be in that type of world very soon.
Yeah, and now that I kind of collected my thoughts, because admittedly, I think the last time we talked about Euphoria, I was kind of hard on it. But I think it's just with all respect to the show at this point, I think some of us, it's simply we're simply not the target demographic.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
To be fair to it, and admittedly, I was a little hard on it the last time we talked about it. But
What's up, Tony? What's up,
Tony?
Tony?
What's up, Tony?
I'm not putting lists up there because I want to talk about that, but I want to make sure we finish this stuff up.
Yeah.
But no, this is a good list. I feel like everything you guys said was so great. I love Upload. I love the different varieties, but in everyone's show, the list shows how smart and how smart TV can hit different people different ways and be ranked differently, but still be appreciated by all. So I appreciate you guys in your list, and I agree with everything you guys say.
You love Upload, and I love Undone, and that's another show on Prime Video.
Yes.
That I wanted that not enough people were watching, but it's like if I put it on my list, people are like, "What is that?"
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
So this is great.
Yeah.
I know we've been going a little longer, so we're going to kind of transition to the next topic. I think what we're going to do is talk about 2023 most anticipated movies. We're going to do that real quick. But before we do that, well, actually, I'll transition this, and then we'll talk about something real quick.
Okay.
All right, guys. So this is something I want to bring up Melissa's comment. So yeah, when she said, just when witnessed the man die.
Oh,
yeah.
So
he's
in
not
condition.
dead.
Yeah.
And he's in critical but stable. DeMar Hamlin's is in critical but stable condition. Which I never thought that was going to be, what's going to come out. That was amazing, and I'm just glad that he's okay. I mean, not okay, but that I thought he died. I was deathly afraid that when I saw what happened, that he died on the field. And that's why I was like, texting everybody, what is going on? What just happened? Why are they giving him chest compressions on the field? Why are they bringing oxygen? I once again just want to say prayers to his family. I am praying for you. I am with you. I pray that, they don't have to deal with what it seemed like it could have happened. And I'm praying that it comes out that he was okay, that he becomes okay. Yeah. So I just want to leave that.
Him and Jeremy Renner as well. Critical but stable condition.
Oh yeah,
stable condition.
Both of them. Thoughts out to him and both those people and their families. Hopefully they both get out of it. They don't have anything too messed up with them. They can go back and do the things that they love after they get better. So
she's saying what happened with Jeremy Renner. I just know this is a snowplow accident. Yeah, they didn't really tell you exactly what's going on, but that he was in critical condition, but he's stable. He's had surgery, but he's doing okay right now. So that's
so he had a blunt chest trauma, and he just had a second surgery.
Oh my God.
So
that's scary because that's almost happened to me before. Years ago, I was there was no buses or anything, so I had to walk to work, and it was a long walk. And a snowplow came, and luckily he saw me. But you just never know, man. What's coming, and I feel terrible.
Yeah, I really hope this all turns out all right for the two of them.
Life is so precious, and that's we talk about these things, and you realize how much it doesn't matter. I'm happy we're able to talk about and discuss it and talk about it, but life is what really matters, and to respect life in all aspects is important.
I think there was. Good. I think last year that was probably one of the biggest things. One of the biggest lessons I learned was just the fragility of life. Like two of my really, as Tank and Brian are like two of my really good friends passed within a couple of weeks of each other that I met when I was really living on my own in Maryland. So the fragility of life is always. Has very much become something that's very much in the forefront of my mind. You can't necessarily take it for granted, and poof, one day, potentially.
Yeah.
So I had watched it live. I think like I had a video call to you guys, and it happened right when we finished, and it was on my TV, and I'm like, oh man, you know. And then you saw everything happen, and once I found out, they said they were working on him, and I was like, what? Because working on is different than like attending or whatever. You know, it's like I'm
You
like,
could
are they
be-
doing CPR? You know, and yeah, they wind up doing it, or they were doing it for 9 minutes, which is bonkers.
So I mean, he could have, his heart could have stopped, his brain activity. I mean, all that could have
could've
stopped.
been.
And this is just.
It could have been a bunch of different stuff, but everyone was on the sideline. I'm like, there's no way that they're playing this game. There's no way, you know. And
Did you
and I'm
see
like,
them ask him to warm up?
Yeah.
They
is
told him to warm up, and then you
Yeah.
saw what's his name?
a few of them. Josh Allen looked completely. out
Stephon
of it.
Diggs said, "Ain't
Stephon
no
Diggs.
way." He went to the sideline and looked at his team and said, "No way in hell we about to go back on this field." Because
Yeah, what?
there's like, there's no way in hell we about to go play this game. And you know, Joe Burrow, even when he was warming up, he's looking like, man, I can't believe this is happening right now. I can't believe they're asking us to play. And there's no way. As a guy who played a lot of football, there is no way you would have convinced me to play that game.
Oh,
The
man, that's
only
your
way would
brother.
have been
You're just only concerned.
the only way, and they were kind of saying it on ESPN. They're like, unless they get like, hey, he's fine, everything's fine, you know, right away, then they'll be like, okay. But the longer it took, the less likely they were gonna get that. And once they came out of the locker room, and there was like video of like, I think Diggs like just in his like, you know, Under Armour kind of stuff and a towel. They're like, yeah, the game, that's it. It's not happening. But like, yeah, there's no way that they're playing.
He and Josh Allen went into and they said that we're not playing because they were warming back up to play, and the Bills walked off the field, and that's crazy. I give it to them. I give it to them. That's good.
Respect to them.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's a video of like, it looked like Diggs was hyping everybody up after they said you got 5 minutes. And now it came out like, oh no, he was saying, yelling at everybody. He goes, we're not playing this effing game. Yeah, we're not playing this effing game. We got to respect and stuff like that. Which super props, because at first I'm like, really, you're gonna try to hype up people during this? And then you find out like, oh no, he was saying like, we're not playing. I don't care.
The person you talk about is the coach or one of the players? Because I'm not familiar.
As a player.
As a player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a lead wide receiver. And he said, look, no, we're not going out there. We're not playing. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care about any money. I don't care about anything. We're not playing. And literally like 2 minutes later, you see them walking off the field.
Yeah. Well, the head coaches, like they talked and this and that and stuff. It was a really crazy situation. I mean, I was watching the whole thing. You know, I had a baby in one arm and watching this and just like freaking out. And you know, it was like, because like man, you know, because my girlfriend was like, oh, you know, what about the parents or his girlfriend or wife?
Family?
You know, where you know they were there. So they brought the family down from the stands, and the mother, his mom, and she was in the ambulance when they went with him. So so at least that's a better than, you know, watching TV and seeing it happen on TV.
And
you
have
know,
no control of it. I don't know if it's better because you're right there seeing it.
You're right there. But it's
well, at least you don't have to travel. Like, oh crap, I'm not there. At least
you're trying to call everybody and trying to find out the right person. It was really rough. It was like an hour after it happened that they finally, a little bit over an hour, that they finally called the game and said it's not going to happen. That they're postponing or not. They didn't even say postponing. They're just like, they're just not playing today.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if something happens, I mean, God willing, nothing does happen, but something happens, there's no way they're ever going to play this game. I don't know how the Buffalo Bills will play another game this season. I don't know how.
It got to be rough on every player. You know what I mean? Because you're already worried about concussions and stuff like that, and now you're like, man, you know, it really puts everything in perspective, and it really,
the way it happened doesn't look like rough. It was that. It looked like it could have been a brain aneurysm. My first thought was he had a concussion and had a brain aneurysm after hitting him.
That's what I was thinking too. You know, Mike, it was like, you know, loosen up a blood clot or something, because it wasn't that big of a hit. It wasn't like, oh my God, like he's for sure messed up. It looked like
it wasn't like
a normal kind of hit. It wasn't even that hard. I mean, granted, these are like professional athletes, so you know it would probably, you know, break a few of any of our bones, but maybe Brian, but any of the three of us, it'll probably, you know, break a rib. But yeah,
oh yeah.
You know, but it was really rough, and just like watching Josh Allen on Josh Allen is their starting quarterback, like probably MVP, caliber, kind of player this year, and just seeing him, like, it's weird seeing somebody just completely tuned out of what they're supposed to be doing because of what just happened, and you could tell, man, it was like there's no way he's playing that game. There's no way he's playing that game because he's already checked out of it. He's
somebody else could have got hurt if they kept playing the game. They're not focused.
But you can't do what you have to do as a football player. There's nothing you could have done. I cannot play the way I need to play, knowing my brother just happened to up. The fact that Stephon Diggs was crying on the field. Right now, they got video of him walking into the hospital.
Yeah.
The whole team is walking to the hospital right now. There's nothing more on their mind except for their brother. So the fact that the NFL thought they were going to ask him to play is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, they started coming out of the tunnel, or they started coming out of the locker room, and they weren't going towards the field. They were like, and the news reporter on ESPN is like, I don't know where they're going. I'm like, they're going to the hospital. There's no doubt in my mind they're going to the hospital. And sure enough, where all of them, that's where they went. But I mean, it's
I know this is off topic, but I feel like that I need to get that off my chest, because I mean it's been something that's been weighing on me even when we were supposed to start. So I appreciate you guys letting me at least talk about this too, and just get this out, get out open, and I mean, and as I said, prayers for him and his family, and hopefully we hear some tonight that's positive. I pray for that. So. All right, that's enough of that the down stuff, guys. We can finish our list, but I had to talk about it too. So I appreciate you.
So, and then Alyssa's like she's big into football and stuff like that. So
exactly.
So she come in here and like, did you see that? I was like,
yeah. Unfortunate and unbelievable, but all you can do is pray and hope to God that something happens, that he's okay. And then we have to find out what happened.
Yeah, still waiting.
Okay.
Cool.
We'll do a topic transition, guys, because there's no easy way to do this. There is no easy way, but we're going to go ahead and transition, and then we're going to talk about top 5 most anticipated movies in 2023. So here we go. All right, welcome to Spoiler Kings. It's Brian the Grizzly here with Tank Kramer. We got Brandman Brandon, because if I'm here, he's here. And Zach Attack's Review is here. Hey. I appreciate you coming in, man. I appreciate you talking to all this stuff. We're going to go over our most anticipated movies of 2023. We all have a top 5 list. I think we can do this pretty quickly without going too far into it. Do you want us to do single shots, or can we just do it as in a round?
We can probably just do it right around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we don't have to be a big deal about it.
All right, B. So we're going. What we start off with. We're gonna start off with you.
All right, bet. So, shall I just jump right into it, gentlemen?
Yes, it's definitely
sure.
Good.
Okay, so we are in 2023. We are in 2 days in. There's a lot of good stuff coming out this year. I definitely have. I got a list. Try to keep it a little bit versatile. So I will start with my number 5 of 2023. My number 5 most anticipated, I'm going to say Dune Part 2. Really enjoyed the first Dune. Denis Villeneuve, I think is how I probably butchered his last name pronunciation. But great director. Prisoners, Enemy, Blade Runner. Dune Part 1, he's really done no wrong as far as I'm concerned. I think he was a great choice to take on Dune as long as they've been trying to get it made. Really enjoyed the cast. Like the build up to Part 2. Doing it as a 2-parter is a great idea. We got new cast members, Florence Pugh, who I really enjoy watching. She's rapidly becoming one of my favorite newer actresses. Christopher Walken, I believe, is in this one as well. I'm down. Dune Part 2. Can't wait for that. We got until October. It's Halloween month. Everyone who knows me knows how much I love Halloween.
Yes. That
coming out in October is the icing on the cake. That's going to make it even a better month for me. My number 4 is Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Nolan, I think, some of his movies I'm a little less excited for than others. his style's kind of hit or miss for me sometimes. But overall, I think he's a pretty solid director. And I think Oppenheimer, considering the type of director he is, this is directly up his alley, I think, the story of J. Robert Oppenheimer. The cast is insanely stacked. We got Cillian Murphy, Robert Downey Jr., Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Florence Pugh again, Josh Hartnett, haven't seen him in a minute, Josh Peck, Benny Safdie's in it, Rami Malek. Just an insane cast. I think this one's going to be dope. Really can't wait for this one. Number 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one's going to be cool. It's so interesting how and crazy how Ant-Man started out like as a as kind of like a heist movie that happened to star a superhero to kind of more of a superhero movie in its sequel, and now we're entering the quantum realm. Pretty much the bulk of this movie is going to take place in the quantum realm. I know that some people out there are a little disappointed that Emma Furman from Avengers Endgame is not returning to play Cassie Lang, but Catherine Newton's a really great actress. I really like her in Freaky. I like her in Blockers. I like her in pretty much everything I've seen. Supernatural. I think she'll do great as Cassie Lang. If Emma Furman had to be replaced, and we only really saw Emma Furman in like 2 scenes. She did great in them, but Catherine Newton's a very established actress, so I'm cool with it. If this shows up in IMAX 3D, I want to experience the quantum realm in IMAX 3D if that's a possibility. Jonathan Majors in his Kang glory, we're going to see that.
I think I'm going to try to get you a get a theater for that.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm in.
I was just going to say, yeah.
But yeah, Quantumania, that's my number 3. I think it's going to really, this is going to be the start of Phase 5. So we'll see. We got 5 weeks for that too?
Yep.
4, 5,
6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
My number 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I think I'm kind of excited, yet I'm dreading it at the same time because according to James Gunn, someone ain't making it out of this one alive. I'm kind of fearing to see who that may be. I got some ideas going by that trailer we got, but it'll be good to see how James Gunn ends his run on the Guardians before he goes and gives DC a complete overhaul. So I'm very, very excited. My number and that leaves my number 1, which is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. The Mission Impossible movies, man. I think ever since the 3rd movie, they've just very, very much been on an upward trajectory. I think they've just Tom Cruise always tops himself. The man takes his craft when it comes to entertaining the audiences very, very seriously. There's always some insane stunt that he does. I'm hoping there's more than one this time. The trailers kind of make it seem like there's going to be more than one. But and I love a good espionage flick, and these are really unparalleled when it comes to it. So, and this franchise has lasted a lot longer than one thing. We're coming up on nearly 30 years of this franchise.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It's a lot.
So yeah, Dead Reckoning Part 1 is my number 1, and I got a couple honorable mentions. My first honorable mention is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Loved the first one, probably one of my favorite Spider-Man movies. Spider-Man is my guy. Miles Morales is my guy. Looking forward to seeing more adventures of him. So yeah, and it just looks like a complete trip, judging by that trailer we just got a couple weeks ago. My next honorable mention is going to be Barbie. I never thought there would be any plane of existence that I'd be excited for a Barbie movie, but Greta Gerwig's a great writer and director. She really won me over with Lady Bird, her take on Little Women. It's being co-written by Noah Baumbach. So, and the cast is insane. Margot Robbie as Barbie, Ryan Gosling as Ken, Simu Liu, Issa Rae is in it. Handful of actors, but with Greta Gerwig writing and directing, not only do I think it's going to be a very funny movie, I also think it's going to be a very smart movie. So, which you wouldn't necessarily associate with a movie based on a toy line. But I think her
one that's lasted for 60 years. Yeah, I do.
One's last, yeah. So I really think this is going to be something special. So count me in for that one. And my next honorable mention is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I love a good adventure movie, even though Kingdom of the Crystal Skull kind of fell flat for me in a multitude of regards. I still love Indiana Jones. It does kind of suck that Steven Spielberg's not coming back to direct this one, but it's got James Mangold, who did, the great Ford versus Ferrari. He did Logan. He's done Walk the Line. So, if Spielberg absolutely had to be replaced, they got a good replacement. And my last one before I let
you gonna do all of our movies, man.
Last one, very last one. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts is my last one.
Which one?
Say what?
Oh, it's Rise of the Beast. Yeah, definitely.
We're gonna call it what it is.
Beast
Transformers: Beast Wars. We're gonna call this Beast Wars. I'm gonna stick with Beast Wars. I think once Michael. I think, yeah, I'm going to call it Beast Wars. Screw it. Once Michael Bay exited the picture as director, I think that's when the movies kind of finally started doing it for me. Bumblebee was like probably the first one that didn't give me a headache. And you can actually tell the robots apart, which is nice. They don't look like wadded up balls of aluminum foil this time. Between this and Bumblebee, and yeah, Ron Perlman is voicing Optimus Primal. That trailer really sold me. I like the '90s setting, and I like that you, judging from what brief snippets we saw of the fights, you can actually see what's going on, which is cool. So, those are mine for 2023. I've been talking for way too long, and I've listed off way more than I probably should have.
Like all the movies are done now.
Yeah,
I think that the trailer for that is number 7 viewed of all time.
Beast Wars?
Rise of the Beast. I think the trailer for that is the number 7 most viewed trailer of all time. So
that's
a very solid trailer, and I like that. I like that they brought back like classic Optimus Prime. He doesn't have those idiotic flames on him this time.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to follow that?
It was a lot. Sorry.
I'll go because my list is actually almost completely different from his.
Oh, I love it. Okay, let's go.
Yes. So by the way, just sheet plug. My video for the top 10 most anticipated movies of 2023 is coming out tomorrow. We're only doing 5, so you want to see my full thoughts and like my whole list, which is like 10 plus like 4 honorable mentions. Check it out on Zach Attack Reviews tomorrow at 4:00. But I'm here with the Spoiler Kings. I'm going to give you my top 5, and I'm not going to do 10 honorable mentions like Brandon did. I was like, oh, he's about to take 10. Up my whole list.
I was looking like, man, I ain't got nothing else to say.
No, but I love hearing Brandon talk, so I didn't mind at all. But
no, he's too good.
So my number 5,
he's too good. That's the problem.
Mesmerizing, man. Mesmerizing. So my number 5 is John Wick 4, Chapter 4.
Yes.
I love this series. I think this might be the best action series that we've had in the last couple of years. It's influenced so many other series in terms of how you do older people, doing action films. I think Top Gun and Mission Impossible, obviously Nobody. You can see the influences of like how we handle people who are aging. Mm-hmm. And this one looks like it's building out the world. We're getting a spin-off with the tower thing, the hotel, and I think that's going to mix in with it. I'm just excited. More Keanu Reeves in my life just makes my life better.
Agreed.
Number 4 is probably going to be controversial, but The Flash. I'm excited for this film because outside of Ezra Miller's antics, outside of whatever they do outside of this, I think that he's a good actor, and I think that the Zack Snyder's Justice League showed me that he can play a good Flash, and I think Andrew Muschietti is good at directing people, and I think he can get him to be a really good Barry Allen as well. But I'm also excited for Michael Keaton. I'm excited for Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck to meet each other. I think that's going to be funny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you kill people? Yeah, I kill people too. I think that'll be hilarious.
Let's do this.
I'm excited to see who this variant Flash is. If there's really going to be reverse Flash, I think that'll be very interesting.
You have to be reverse Flash.
It has to be reverse Flash. Right? But I think that's going to be a wow factor, especially for casual audiences. And Supergirl, I'm really excited to see how she is. And from test audiences that have seen it, they said this is a crowd pleaser. So I'm excited to see DC do the multiverse. That's their thing. I know Marvel got there first, but the multiverse is DC's thing. They have the best multiverse. So I'm excited to see them tap into that.
Flashpoint is probably the greatest multiverse comic ever made
of all time.
Yeah.
It influences
Oh
everything.
yeah, totally.
Number 3 is Knock at the Cabin.
Yes.
When you guys were doing your trailer reaction, I was in the chat and I was talking about how excited. I'm really excited about this. I know M. Night Shyamalan is up and down with his films, but I've liked a lot of his films, and I like that even though some of his films, even though the ones that don't work, he swings. I always appreciate directors that don't play safe. He swings for the fence, except Avatar: The Last Airbender. That was trash. That wasn't a swing. That was just trash. But this looks really interesting. Dave Bautista, I really like him as an actor. I like the concept. I like the tone and the feel. I like that kid actress. She looks like she's going to be a standout in the film. And I'm really excited to see that mystery build and what's actually going on. I hope whatever twist there is, that actually makes sense. And since there's a book, there, hopefully he just like either adapts it properly or elevate it. Coming in at number 2 is Dune Part 2. I love the first Dune. I think this is a start of a new Star Wars-like franchise, especially since Star Wars has been lacking lately on all fronts. And I love all the actors that are in here, and them adding my baby Florence Pugh in there. I love so much the mix with my baby Zendaya. It's just so much going on there.
You don't know what to do. You're gonna be like,
oh, what's going on? Christopher Walken, like you said before. I think the guy from Elvis is going to be in it as well. It's just an all-star cast of people replacing the all-star cast of people that died in the first one. Yeah. We're going to complete the story. I'm going to see my boy Timmy Chalamet do his thing. And my number 1 film is going to be Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. If a Spider-Man film is coming out, it's going to be my number 1. That's just a rule. If you watch Zack Attack reviews, or you watch me on here, the Spider-Man film's coming out, that's going to be number 1. It's my favorite superhero of all time. And
same here, buddy.
The first one is my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time. So I'm excited that they're going to get a little bit more comic booky. I saw some of my favorite Spider-Man animated people, Spectacular Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2099, all these different things. Yeah, man. That storyline. I hope we get the Spider Hunters. I hope we get Madam Web. I'm hearing that Tom Holland is going to be there in animated form. I'm just excited for them to blow my mind. And if it doesn't meet the hype, I'm going to come find the writers. But yeah, I'm going to just give 2 honorable mentions. Killers of the Flower Moon. This is
nice.
Apple TV product that's going to be coming out, and they always drop one really Oscar-worthy movie a year, and I think this one is going to be it. It's a 1920s flick with Leonardo DiCaprio, where CIA agents start getting picked off, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. And another one is like a personal one. This is called Shelby Oaks. I don't know if you guys know Chris Stuckman in the review community. He's one of the OGs. Yeah. He's finally getting his movie out. It's coming out next year. He's been in production for a while. He's been talking about it. He had a Kickstarter, and he the way he talks about film makes me excited to see him make a film, especially when him making a film in his own hometown near his own high school. I think that's so dope, and I think A24 might be the one that's putting it out, which I think is really great. That's my favorite production company. So yeah, I'm excited to see what that does. It can be trash, but I'm gonna support it because I support him.
I love that. That's my list. Love that. That's a very good list. Before we go on, I want to make sure I take a couple comments. Jorge says Spider-Verse is definitely my most anticipated of 2023. I got you. I hear you. Yeah. And we got Knox over here. Says, I'm looking forward to Knock at the Cabin. I'm hesitant because it's M. Night, but it's based on an interesting novel. So fingers crossed, another one is missing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Searching. Missing probably won't be as good, but still excited. Very good points. I love that.
I keep forgetting all about Missing.
Yeah. I didn't know it was based on a book until I think Zach, you left a comment. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know that. So hopefully it makes his job a little bit easier, but also look what we did with The Last Airbender. So
exactly. I'm like,
he had a whole story right there in front of him, and he's like, I'm gonna change the main character's name.
I just feel like Last Airbender is harder because all that can't fit in one movie.
No, it shouldn't have. It should.
He had a plan for three movies.
All he had to do was do book 1. If he did book 1, he would have been fine.
That was
Yeah.
well, that was half a book one, I think. Wasn't it? No, it was book one.
It was.
It was very much the Cliff Notes version of book one.
Yeah,
Give or
it was
take,
book one.
You know.
So I think he had plans. But
yeah, he thought he was going to make a trilogy, but the problem was he made an incredibly crappy movie. And yeah, it was funny that he made a conscious decision to change the name pronunciations. According to him, he wanted the authentic Asian pronunciations, all the while casting the whitest people he could find.
Yeah. That's why he goes, oh, it should be pronounced Ang. I was like,
what?
What are you talking about? Nicole Ann Pence was the whitest of whites was playing somebody from the Water Tribe? Are you what?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Talking about?
Yeah, Katara and Sokka, they were whiter than the inside of a coconut, but they just
good actors, just not fit for that.
Exactly.
Not fit for that at all. I'm more interested, this Netflix show. Either way it goes, at least they seem to be respecting it from a casting standpoint.
Cultural
Understand?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go next because mine's gonna be a lot faster. Because 5 Transformers: Rise of the Beast, Beast Wars, June 9th, right around my birthday. I'm gonna be turning 38, and guess what I'm gonna be doing? Doing the same thing I did when I was turning 12. Watching Beast Wars. Done.
Nice.
Plain and simple. My number 4, The Little Mermaid. Haley Bailey, I cannot wait to see her as the Little Mermaid. My girls cannot wait. When we saw the trailer in the movie theater, both of my daughters were crying. That sits with me. I will never. People are talking about her being black. She's a fish. Who cares? Don't worry about it. But the fact that this movie's coming out May 26th, we will be there. I'll be one of the first people to watch it. I promise you that. I cannot wait.
Day one.
Yeah.
Easily. My number 3, I'm going Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. James Gunn has done such an amazing job. Chris Pratt finally seeing into his story. I think Dave Bautista is going to be dead. I think Bradley Cooper's Rocket's going to be dead. I think they're going to kill off a lot of people during this movie, and I cannot wait to see it. I think James Gunn has done an amazing job with a very niche, comic book. Like I could go right now to any comic book store and go find the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they'll have all the volumes there because no one was reading them.
Yeah,
that's literally why. So the fact that he took it and he made it that big, he got me. So I cannot wait to see it. My number 2, John Wick Chapter 4. Why? Because if you saw John Wick 1, you wouldn't have saw John Wick 2. If you saw John Wick 2, you saw John Wick 3. If you saw John Wick 3, you've been waiting for years for John Wick 4. It is best action film. It doesn't confuse you with the camera views. It's so straightforward. Keanu Reeves is bad as hell. The fact he looks like Neo to me just makes it even better. My favorite movie of all time is The Matrix, by far. The first Matrix to me is the greatest movie ever made. The fact that he's so badass and he looks that way, I just have that feeling like he's still the one. He just doesn't know it yet.
There's another version of The Matrix.
Exactly.
The prequel.
I can't wait to see that. My number 1 is actually Creed 3. Why? Because it's me. And I love Michael B. Jordan. And I've been excited. I love Creed 1 and Creed 2 and the transition up from being a boy to growing up into to facing your fears to becoming a man and having a family and going past that. So someone's brought you there and now you're taking control of your own life and going past that and seeing, how you treat your wife, how you treat your daughter, how you deal with your own insecurities. To me, for me, obviously, it's something that resonates a lot with me. And I cannot wait to see this movie. I cannot wait to see Jonathan Majors in this movie. He looks bad as hell.
Yeah.
I mean,
great year for him this year.
Think about it. Michael B. Jordan, Tessa Thompson, Jonathan Majors, and Felicia Rashad. I will watch this no matter what was going on.
And Michael B. is directing. I'm excited to
Directorial
see that.
debut.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you gotta. I want to support him. I'm gonna support him ever since I saw his first movie. So I mean, that's just something I'm always going to go do. But my two honorable mentions are definitely Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse, which is for me is very controversial because I will say in 2017 this was the best movie that came out. Period.
2018.
I'm sorry, 2018. Yeah, you're right. 2018 is the best movie that came out. And you know what came out in 2018? Black Panther.
And Infinity War.
And I'm saying this is the best movie of that entire year.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot wait to see that. And of course, my last one's gonna be Ant-Man and Wasp, Quantumania. I cannot wait to see. Once again, I can't wait to see Jonathan Majors again. I can't believe if they make him the fucking Beyonder, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm gonna be
all the rumors.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. First of all, I'm gonna be a little angry, but then eventually I'm gonna be okay because there's so many variants of him. But the Beyonder needs to be his own character. But that's probably actually why it came out of my top 5 because of this whole rumors thing about the Beyonder. So, but that's my top 5 movies. Tank, you can take it away now for you, man.
Yeah. Well, also there's a rumor of Mr. John Wick, Keanu Reeves being the Beyonder too.
I would love that.
Huh.
If John,
have you guys ever heard that rumor?
Yeah.
Reeves,
No.
I would.
Yeah.
Dude,
Did not hear that.
Yeah,
Dude,
I mean it's a niche rumor, but also every time they say Keanu Reeves, they're like, oh, he's gonna play this person, he's gonna play that person, he's gonna play that, So,
but the Beyonder
would be
perfect for him.
The Beyonder would be great. There's been so many fan casts. So, he should be Johnny Blaze. Oh, he should be the new Wolverine. I Beyonder, I'm down. I'd be down with that. I'd be all in for that.
Yeah,
all in for him as the Beyonder.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Me too.
All right, but yeah. So my list, man, I had a bunch on here because I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that, forgot about this. But my number 5 for me has got to be Blue Beetle.
Yeah, I know you.
We really don't know anything about it besides the poster looks awesome, and then a few behind the scene kind of screenshots or whatever, and the synopsis looked great too. Very good origin, nothing too crazy.
Straightforward origin.
So, yeah, and I like was Sholo, I believe his name was, from Cobra Kai. Great actor. I think he's gonna crush it as Jaime. So I'm super, super excited about that one. I believe sometime in August it's coming out.
August 18th.
Yeah. So Blue Beetle is my number 5. My number 4, which I wanted to put it higher, but I really couldn't. But Dune. I love Dune. I love the whole story. I love the old school crappy one, from the 80s. But with the crappy graphics, but Dune Part 1 was so good. I love the all of it was so good. And then I thought I had a clip of it, maybe not. But yeah, so Dune, number 4. Number 3 is gonna be is Guardians 3. Just because I'm so excited to see how it all ends. Because they already said this is how this team of Guardians ends. So I'm curious, like what happens, what I mean? Especially after that first trailer we got was so kind of sad. Just seeing baby Rocket and knowing all the trauma he went through, and the trailer really hyped it up even more. I was like, oh fuck, I'm really ready for this one now. So I'm super excited about that one. My number 2 is definitely going to be John Wick. John Wick was for me. I know that's on all of your guys' list for it. John Wick. Like Brian said, if you've seen 1, 2, and 3, you're just counting down the days until number 4 comes out, and you're just like I can't wait for him to kill more people with pencils. Just go through the whole school supply list. You know what I mean? Protractor, compass.
You're reading a book,
ruler.
Ruler. Yeah, just go through the whole book supply list.
Like paperclip. Here we go.
Who'd have thunk with John Wick? Like it would have grown to be this vast and expansive a world. It could have easily been just a one-off revenge flick, but the amount of world building they've done has been really, really impressive with it. And even though I didn't have that on my list, even not as honorable mention.
Even though you had 10 movies on your list, you ain't gonna talk about that.
I don't like seeing bad things happen to dogs, so that's my excuse.
Oh, that's a very good answer.
Yeah.
At least they get revenge.
Revenge. But yeah. And just to add on to what Tank said, like just look at the cast for this one.
Yeah.
You know, Donnie Yen, Bill Skarsgård. Is it Hiroyuki Sanada? That's his name.
I think that's it, right? Yeah,
the Bullet Train. Yeah.
And Scorpion in the new Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
It's got
you have Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah,
Lawrence Fishburne
and
Lawrence Fishburne is all you need. That's all you need.
Morpheus and Neo teaming up again. So
it's like we talking about Michael Jordan's the best. It's the only argument I need. I got Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne. That's it. That's all I need.
Yeah, and plus, like all the spinoffs it's getting. The Ballerina, was it what was the other one? The Continental. So I'm super excited about all of it. It's gonna be pretty awesome. But my number one most anticipated is definitely Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which I'm really surprised. Like, wait, who else had added number one? Zach, right?
Yeah,
it was the only one. I was like really surprised. Like Brian and Brandon didn't like really like. It's so great. It's the perfect comic book movie.
You know why? I cannot put it number one? Because then I wouldn't be able to stand it. I cannot. I don't even want to talk about it.
Another level.
Anticipate it. I don't want to put it there yet.
Yeah.
I know what I want. I want it so bad. So I don't want to anticipate it. I don't want to do what I did we had this conversation. I don't want to do what I did in Multiverse of Madness.
And
I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to read all my comics, be ready, and just when it happens, it happens. I'm not thinking about it. So
that's probably a good way to go into it. But yeah, I mean, for me, I don't know, I'm super hyped about it. But a few honorable mentions, definitely Transformers: Rise of the Beast. That trailer was amazing. Like Zach said, the number 7 most watched trailer, which I didn't know. That's crazy. I can't. And like Beast Wars is super awesome. I wind up watching season 1 of Beast Wars again, and I'm like, okay, the graphics don't hold up. For sure, do not hold up. But the story, oh man! And this is just season 1. I know where it goes in season 2 and 3, and I can't wait. So it's such a great story, and it revamped the Transformers, the whole, I don't know, toy line, I guess, or because it really, it started dying down. No one cared about it. The movie came out, and that movie was weird to say the least, and and no one wanted Transformers that went from animals to robots. They're like, it's stupid. And then the show came out, and it was like the best, most loved Transformers out of all of it.
I was like, I didn't know I needed that so much. I didn't know it. That's why I always wanted.
It was the breath of fresh air the franchise needed.
Yeah. Well, then they kill it with Beast Machines, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about Beast Machines.
yeah, good. Keep forgetting about it.
And then of course they were doing like Armada and all the other kind of out there stuff.
Yeah,
but even to.
Don't you have another honorable mention?
Yeah, I got one more. The other one is Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. I'm pretty hyped about it. It looks good. Good cast. Michelle Rodriguez, Chris Pine. It looks cool. It looks like it's gonna actually do like I don't know, do some like I can't think of the word. I'm having brain fart. I have that brain fog. But do like honor to like the actual name Dungeons and Dragons, because we've got other things with that on it, and it was not good. This one looks like it's gonna do it well. So I'm pretty excited about it.
You think they're gonna be able to pick your adventure?
No, I don't know, but I think like just from the trailer, it looks like they have the characters set pretty well. They have like a mission, and they have everything. It looks like it's gonna be very funny and very like sci-fi crazy stuff like that. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. It seems to like embrace just kind of the ridiculous hokiness that the games offer. It just really seems to go all in, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. So I'm excited about it. So definitely gonna check that one out as well. But just
Thank
going
you for
back,
bringing it up. I keep forgetting about that movie.
yeah. But that's the thing is like it needs better marketing. They had a few good marketing days for Comic-Con, and then that was it. Like you really haven't heard anything about it.
When does it come out?
March 31st.
Okay, so I think they maybe started marketing it too early. It should have probably started.
We probably get some more things coming out soon.
They'll step their game up probably in the coming weeks.
Yeah, even horror Geek said like give me Guardians of the Galaxy kind of vibes. It does, but set in the time of space of Dungeons and Dragons. So I like it, and a good cast. Chris Pine I think is great. Michelle Rodriguez, always a fan of her. So good. But I'm kind of if I have to throw one more in there, The Flash. I know it was on Zach's list as well. It's up there. I'm really interested in what they're gonna do. Yeah, like I feel like that should be the end of. But then we got Aquaman coming out later in the year. But Flash should be the end of that whole stuff that was going on over there. Like let that be done. So, but I'm interested because people are saying good things about, like really good things about it. And
I'm interested in that. I'm interested in Shazam. There's so many movies that are going to be good that are coming out this year.
DC has a good lineup this year.
Yes, they're killing off everything. The fact that why would you do it? Why would you at least don't announce it? Let us enjoy it, thinking that there might be something to it, and then kill it.
Yeah,
the timing was really poor.
There's a possibility that he's not killing it off. He might just want a younger Superman.
Yeah, which I get. It's unfortunate. Just kind of what could have been. Yeah. I think there was a lot of, they made some trip ups, but there was some stuff in the DC EU that I enjoyed, like the first Shazam. Even Aquaman, I had a lot of fun with. I'm looking forward to this version of the Flash because, just like we said, despite all their problems, Ezra Miller is a very talented actor, and it's got a great director. The premise, basically Flashpoint, seems like it could be a lot of fun. It's really reassuring that all the test screenings are going so well.
Yeah, but I can see them keeping Shazam and Blue Beetle around. Aquaman, they pretty much already said it without saying it. Is
he's done for?
He's done for because they're recasting him as Lobo, which he should have been because the whole time
he should have played from the beginning.
Didn't they already do that?
Aquaman.
They kind of said that with Shazam. They kind of already told him like they're not bringing him back.
No, he said the opposite. He's like,
I said I'm safe.
Yeah, he's like, don't believe everything you say believe on the internet.
He just said don't believe everything. But come on, every time someone says it, something with Zach. I mean, with it turns out to be true. That's what I'm saying. A lot.
But it's not too connected to anything that's loosely or very little connected to the previous regime. I think they could keep. And the first one did really well. All they did was show Superman's torso down. So you can get away with that.
Anybody.
Yeah, and Blue Beetle, I feel like can definitely keep around.
I think they can keep that around too.
I think that Henry Cavill and Dwayne's reluctance to being in Shazam might have saved Shazam from being canceled.
Yeah,
because it's not because they're not in the movie, so it's like we don't have to explain them anymore.
Yeah.
I think if they were to keep Zachary Levi as Shazam, they'd have to recast someone new to play Billy Batson because Azure Angel is getting
red hot right
way
now.
too. Azure Angel looks like a grown ass man. His voice is like deeper than Zachary Levi's.
He's gonna like change him, like you got smaller.
Yeah,
they're gonna get rid of Zachary Levi and just keep him playing the kid, and then throw the fake suit on him.
That's what they did with
The Rock.
The sisters, they kept the older actress because
kept the older actress. Yeah.
Just say you don't even need to get the younger one anymore.
Yeah, because they keep waiting like every 5 years to make Shazam sequels. After a while, they won't even need Zachary Levi or Adam Brody or Megan Good or any of those.
Like now, it's just O'Neill now.
Dwayne Johnson should have been Shazam,
but keep Megan Good.
Yeah.
Megan Good can stay.
Oh yeah, please. I think James Gunn will keep the Suicide Squad and maybe the Justice Society.
I hope
Suicide Squad.
I would love the Justice Society.
Peacemaker. He's keeping Peacemaker.
Definitely
Like I say,
keep
he's
the
keeping all his toys. He's keeping his toys.
He can't
Justice
do that.
Society.
Get rid of everything else.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense.
That's why I think he's gonna save a few things.
Fans will
That's
be
why, like,
very
oh
upset.
look, I saved Shazam. Like he's got. That's what he's gonna do. He's like, all right, listen, I'm keeping my couple toys, and you get to keep Shazam and Blue Beetle.
Nobody was worried about Shazam.
Exactly. You know? That's why.
It was like, what? I like that first movie, but it underperformed. Like,
It's
okay. I think the next one might do better though.
It's just okay. I don't. You think Shazam's gonna make more than Black Adam? I don't.
No.
Well, 400,000.
The first movie was pretty well received.
400
so you know,
the first Shazam didn't make 400 million.
First Shazam didn't make.
Black Adam made more money than Shazam.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also Shazam got more love after people started seeing it at home and stuff.
Yes, but it still didn't make any money.
People are starting to. I'm seeing people in the movie community
John Wick.
Black Adam is
John
great
Wick
after it came on HBO Max. So
it's not great.
It's okay.
It's not great to me. It's really good.
Yeah. It's
great,
yeah.
But people think it's great.
It's really good is the best way to describe it. It's really good. Like
they have great characters. That's what I'm keep on saying. Hawkman is an unbelievable character. The problem is Black Adam's the third best character in the movie, his own movie.
Yeah.
You know, when Dr. Fate and Hawkman are better, and then they got two people that shouldn't have been in the movie. They're like, why are you guys here?
Yeah.
Hawkman
and Dr. Fate
they weren't likable enough to. I want to see them in like spin-offs and under better writers.
Yeah, I'm cool without Adam Smasher. That was.
Yeah, he was just the buffoon of the group.
Yeah,
you know, the necessary idiot of the group. That's all.
Yeah.
Just like you said, you could do without him, but yeah, like Hawkman and Dr. Fate, I'd watch as many movies just with them as they wanted to make. Yeah, if they did, they were so cool. I thought.
Yeah.
I want Aldous Hodge to come to Marvel and be something, be anything.
Yeah, I'd be
Blue
good with
Marvel.
that.
But I was gonna say Blue Marvel would be good.
Blue Marvel.
That'll be it.
Yeah.
He's young. He's a great actor. He can do different accents. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Give me want to do a different DC role, he could be Icon. He can be Martian the Manhunter.
He could be a great Martian the Manhunter.
He could be a great Martian Manhunter. Yeah.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I think he could be a great Jon Stewart.
John Stewart, I can see that. Martian, I can't see because Martian, you need to be very monotone and very plain.
That's true. And Harry
not in the human mode.
A pretty good choice.
Yeah, but
in human mode, he can be charismatic. So it's just you won't never know. Okay, that's not Martian the Manhunter.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah, what's it called? Jason Momoa is Lobo, though. That's he essentially is Lobo in real life. You know, he'd be basically playing his usual bro-ish self with gray skin. Yeah. So I'm good with.
Wrong with Lobo is there's like a ceiling for that character.
Yeah.
Well, Aquaman, he didn't have a ceiling. So
exactly, and that's why I think I'm happy that he was Aquaman, and he did a good job with Aquaman. He was good
as Aquaman.
The problems of DC. He was probably the shining star.
His movie made $1 billion.
It was a lot better than it had any business being. I really enjoyed the Aquaman movie.
That third act fight was insane.
Yeah, and James Wan is a pretty solid director too. He in some capacity I've liked pretty much everything he's done, like even the movie Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon, which was like more of a Max Payne movie than the actual Max Payne movie. But yeah, James Wan really made it work. So The Lost Kingdom, I'm excited for if they would quit pushing the release date back.
We'll see. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So I had one question. All right, is anybody excited for the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Who's involved? Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen's involved. Animated. I don't care about the animation style if that's the way they go with it. But
yeah, the animation style is. Did you see Mitchell's vs. the Machines?
Oh, it's like that.
Same director. Same exact style. Which I'm okay with.
Flexible.
Yeah.
I could probably pull that up.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, and with Seth Rogen being involved, like the dude's done Invincible, he did Preacher,
The
like a lot
Boys.
of the behind the scenes stuff. Like he does great on. There's so much more to him than the stoner humor that he's usually pegged for.
Yeah.
So
He's a great producer.
He's a
Yeah,
better
yeah.
producer and director than he is.
yeah, so yeah, what's it called? TMNT Mutant Mayhem or something to that effect?
Yeah.
Man.
Here, I'll
Yeah,
pull it up
yeah.
right now.
Definitely down with
There's
that.
never been a bad animated Ninja Turtles.
I want a live action Last Ronin.
That'd be cool.
I think we have to get a good trilogy first. If we can get a good trilogy and then do like a one shot of that,
like a Logan type of thing.
kind of, yeah, something like that.
I want the guy who did Logan. I want the director who did Logan to do
James Mangold.
James Mangold.
That's what I want.
He
That would be
probably
cool,
looks
actually.
similar.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about this. Yeah, I liked it. Donnie's the only one that looks a little too goofy for me, but the rest I'm cool with.
Yeah, I hate that Michael Bay produced thing of giving him glasses stuck. It's just,
It makes no sense. So you're super strong. You're literally like mutant turtles that know
but you lost your
karate and
eyesight.
ninja. But yeah, you the
Amen.
ooze in it give you 20/20.
but apparently we wouldn't get that he's the smart one unless they give
Without
him
glasses.
glasses.
He's the one that stares at the screens all the time. That's why he got them glasses. You know what I mean?
He needs that blue light filter.
All right, I got a quick question for you guys. Who's the first Ninja Turtle?
Who's the
Say what?
first? Ninja Turtle?
Who's the first Ninja Turtle made? Who's the first one
Was it Michelangelo
No.
in the comic book? Yeah.
in the comics?
I'm not sure. I would say Leo just because of the swords.
Brandon's right. It was Michelangelo,
It was Mikey.
Oh, wow.
which is so crazy because he's the youngest,
Oh,
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
he's
that was the
technically old.
reason the Last Ronin. I was watching something. They were telling me the reason they chose Mikey as the Last Ronin is because he's also the first. They wanted to have
First
that. And,
Ronin.
yeah, have it kind of mirrors exactly how it started. That's how it ends.
That's dope.
And it's kind of easy to argue that Mikey's never got like too many arcs. So that was making him the last Ronin was a pretty smart play, I thought.
Yeah.
Such a good
It
story.
really further developed him and showed that there's and show that he's not necessarily always the big jackass of the group.
Is there any movies on our list that you were like,
No, not on that Oppenheimer. I'm not going to enjoy watching it. I don't think Oppenheimer.
damn?
And you know what?
I know.
I understand what Brian's saying because that is kind of a downside of a fair amount of Christopher Nolan movies, and I think he and I touched on this last time. And you can stop me if I'm wrong, Brian, if I'm remembering it incorrectly.
Mm-hmm.
They're good movies, but sometimes they don't necessarily have a lot of rewatch value.
Once you watch it, you don't necessarily see it again. And also, it's such a serious subject that it's so hard to watch. You remember what the atomic bomb did to people, and how they dealt with it for decades. Like the place where they drop them are still don't grow stuff. It's just it's so hard for me to reconcile that with. No, I don't have to watch a movie, no matter how great the movie. Because I'm thinking it's going to be a great movie, but I'm not.
But you know how it ends. You know the ending.
I know what's
the real life ending. Yeah,
I don't necessarily know if I want to. I'm going to enjoy it as much as it should.
So
I
think
the day that it comes out, I'm watching Barbie first.
Oh yeah. Barbie's priority number one for me.
Yeah. Does it show that, or is it just kind of he makes it and the movie ends and they don't show what happens?
They're going to show it. They even said Nolan recreated a nuclear explosion for this movie
without CGI.
Without CGI. So
Nolan's the guy who crashed the plane just because he didn't want to give CGI.
But wouldn't that be more the tests, like the little tests that they did, or would it be the actual?
It seems like the movie's focused on the creation, and it seems like It's about
Yeah.
trying to stop him from creating it. I don't think they're going to go into them dropping the bomb.
I think
it's
that's
all
gonna be the
about
last
struggle.
scene.
I hope
The
not.
last scene
That
is
might
when
be
you see
rough.
the bomb, and they don't show the explosion. They show the bomb going, and
Just
then
the plane flying, and then the plane takes off and then turns to black
and goes to black, and because we all know what
see
happened.
that.
And it just I don't necessarily know. I want to watch that.
I think they're going to show it.
Yeah,
I think Nolan's really going to go all the way with this.
So Tony said that Christopher Nolan
I'm stealing
makes
that.
films
I'm
for
stealing
people
that.
who
I'm stealing
That
that.
would be
Tony.
I pay attention to
Yep.
awards.
Mm-hmm. I think this really suits Nolan, though. I think this is,
it
I think
definitely suits him. I just don't think I'm going to enjoy watching it. Like I'm gonna go see it because this is what I do. I watch movies. I'm going, but I'm not necessarily going to enjoy, and that's something I want to stop everything to go see.
Yeah. If I wasn't doing this, like the movie review stuff, I probably would have skipped it.
Yeah. I'm seeing Barbie first. That's priority number one that weekend. Though.
That trailer didn't. That was a terrible trailer reaction trailer. I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting there. I was like, let me do this reaction. I was like, oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's.
It's not. I didn't.
I don't even think I released ours yet.
Exciting. No.
We were watching. We were like, yeah, maybe not.
It finished. We're like, okay. Yeah. I'll probably drop it this week though.
I feel like he should have showed more of that stat cast and that person, but he didn't.
So the cast is insane. The cast is the number one reason I'm excited for it. Like, Nolan just landed everyone for this movie. Like the cast is just completely insane.
Yeah.
I think I want to see it for the cast, and I'm hoping Cillian Murphy delivers the famous Oppenheimer "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds" speech after the whole incident occurred.
I can see how it ends too.
Yeah.
Like the plane takes off, and it's his real life speech, not the actor, but the actual person. Like recording. I can see that.
Just use his voice like a recording. That'd be dope.
That sounds like Christopher Nolan, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. The plane takes off and it's like drives into the sunset, and the speech.
Murphy's gonna say that speech. He's a
great actor. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
But once again, like I don't think that's something I will definitely want to watch necessarily. Is there anything else that you guys don't necessarily want to watch?
Well, I'm kind of surprised no one picked the Marvels.
I didn't want to list any more than I already had. I had more than enough.
You're gonna go top 10 each month.
But I am excited for the Marvels. I'm excited that they're going.
I'm most excited for that.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm not sure if anyone saw the Comic-Con trailer that leaked for like a hot second, but that looks really, really fun. They're going like way more cosmic and whimsical, it seems, with it, and
so each one of them, when they use their powers, they switch bodies again.
They switch like places in the universe or something like that.
But they'll have to learn how to work together as a team to be able to defeat.
Yeah,
I'm excited for 3 reasons. 1, the director Nia DaCosta.
Yep.
Man, she directed the shit out of that movie. The script wasn't fantastic, but the direction was great. So
the way it was directed was really, really good.
And then Kevin Feige, she said Kevin Feige gave her a lot of free reign. She said, "Can I do this?" She said, "Yeah, sure." "Can I do this?" "Yeah, sure." She's like, "Wait, hold up. I can just do all this stuff." Cool. That makes me excited to see her play in that sandbox. Second, I'm excited for Kamala and Monica to jump to the big screen and interact with Carol. And I'm excited for Carol to get more to do. I think she hasn't gotten enough, and that's why she's not a fan favorite character. I just haven't given her fun stuff to do.
I just didn't like her first movie that much. Captain Marvel. I just didn't like Captain Marvel.
I mean, I really like the character in general in the comics.
We're going to be on the opposite of that. I love Captain Marvel.
I love Captain Marvel.
Not the character in the comics, but the movie.
I think she's just a douche. Not this is a character what I'm talking about. I didn't really love the movie because I thought they could have did more with the movie. Honestly, I just thought they should have done more.
Movies, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't. It's not like it's when it's a character, you need to explain more about it. You need to do a better job with the story.
Okay.
That's all.
Visually,
I enjoyed Captain Marvel.
I didn't hate it, but
I didn't hate it either. But I just think it was just okay. It wasn't anything that just it didn't blow me away for a character who's that strong, who's that epic. It just was a movie. Yeah,
that's fair.
It was boring. It kind of was. There was parts where I was just like not caring about it. There's some parts that were cool, but there was other parts where I was like, oh, okay. I don't know.
I don't know. The character is great. I think she's a douchebag, but she's a good. Because so was Iron Man. But you should have done more with it. I just didn't enjoy that necessarily. Kamala Khan, I'm excited to, but they also didn't do a lot with Monica Rambeau. So it's so much that they can do more. Because Proton, Monica Rambeau should be huge. So that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I think with Nia DaCosta directing, and just like Zach said, her having a lot more free reign and kind of influence than other directors in the past may have had, because we've seldom had like a whole, as much as I love the MCU, there haven't been like too many movies that really are influenced by their director. So I'm really excited for what she does with this.
I don't know. I think Phase 4 was all influenced by the directors.
Definitely.
Phase 4 was.
Yeah, Multiverse of Madness was a total Raimi film. Wakanda Forever was totally, he just let Ryan Coogler do his thing.
I mean, Thor, Love and Thunder. So I'm saying all of those movies have been very director dependent. So that's why I'm like, but I'm hoping for the best, but it doesn't make me think it's anticipated, because I feel like I'm more anticipated to see Quantumania, because Kang is going to be a badass. I'm more anticipated to see what's the other one. I actually want to see Eternals, if that sounds weird. But when they finally do that, I really want to see that too.
I think it's be good.
I don't think that sounds weird, because I think one thing.
So Knox said they like vulnerability in the main characters, hence I didn't like Captain Marvel. I saw that comment, I was like, that's 100%. It was just, she was just OP'd from right away, and her vulnerability was she was being held down by a man, which I get, because she was overpowered, so she had to be controlled by the person who needed to control her power. But
wasn't it the Supreme Intelligence, Annette Bening?
Yeah, it was a woman. It wasn't a man.
Yeah.
Well, no. Well, what's his name held her down the entire time?
Jude Law?
Supreme Intelligence, that's the one that put the chip.
Jude Law was
the inhibitor on her, right?
He was kind of the lackey, just like overwatching.
He was doing the job of it, but yeah.
But I rather see. I want to see Guardians more than I want to see it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's what but I'm not saying.
Oh, some Gore, the babysitter merch. That's hilarious. Oh man, you know what? I'm on it.
It's happening.
Because we already have some merch. If you click the link in our description, we have Make Hulk again, kind of making fun of like political kind of stuff. So because I want to see Hulk be Hulk. I think I don't know much about Zach. I don't think we ever talked about Hulk with you too much. But at least the three of us, we're like, I want to see him like lose it and break some shit.
He's the Hulk. We don't even know what that is.
Or the babysitter. I'm on it, man. I'm gonna see what I can work on this week. Make some merch for that.
Should be fun.
Yeah.
Gordon babies.
Hulk is more than just the losing control. I think that he needs to have a moment soon, though.
You need to show him, what he couldn't do, what he is.
But I think he's being held back by Universal. I think the fact that Marvel has to check in with them with what they can do with him. I think that's what
I never thought about that.
But I think they lose at World War Hulk. I think World War Hulk will happen because they lose the rights to it in 2024.
The distribution rights.
Yeah.
As soon as Universal lose the rights, we're gonna have a Hulk in every single movie.
No, Marvel already has the movie. They have
Make him the bad guy.
I think the movie's already written. They're just waiting.
Yeah, pretty much. Kevin Feige's like this. You don't know what's coming.
There'll always be
But I like Smart Hulk. I like I always liked Smart Hulk and that flow of it. I even like the one in the comics now, the one that's going crazy eating people, like a single father and that wife eater. He is a single father.
Is that why his son has that shitty haircut? Like he cut it himself?
Like back here,
Probably.
back here.
I don't know what the hell they were thinking.
He's like, I kept messing up the side, so I had to keep pulling it back until it was even.
What was up with that? They could have just given him his long hair. Like,
and they had the audacity to show the ones that they considered, which looked way better.
I lost my mind. I'm like, this is what we could have had, and they gave us this like, hey guys. Like,
that was one of the worst reveals Marvel.
That was horrible.
Done.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I didn't grasp that. I didn't understand.
That was confusing. I don't know if they were like, we don't want to make them look too old because we want to put them in Young Avengers, but you could have figured it out, bro. Like he looked like a Jersey Shore ripple. Storyline is delayed until season 2.
Scar's hairline delayed to season 2.
Damn, Tony, you coming with the fire right now?
Oh man, that's good.
That's hilarious.
So good. I love it.
It wasn't finished rendering. They're like, fuck it. Throw it up there.
We gotta get this damn episode out.
Yep. We spent all that money on that fake Kevin.
That was great. I love that Kevin.
I did too. A lot of people hate it.
That was hilarious.
I thought that great.
That was so funny to me.
I'm glad the creator came out and was like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is the most comic accurate thing that Marvel's done. I've written the most She-Hulk comics, and this is exactly how she is. And I was like, yes.
Yeah, I thought the show
problem was there's too many episodes where nothing happened.
Yeah. That last episode should have been like episode 3, and then they should have continued with the craziness. I think that would have been so much more fun.
Because she's crazy. You know what you're talking about? I have a lot of She-Hulk comics. It's crazy. The stuff that she does is nuts.
Yeah.
So she could have done. It could have been anything, you know. And I want us. She should be powerful. She should be awesome. And we got that in half the shows. Another half we didn't. And that's one. I want a little bit more action. That's all. That's all I'm asking.
That's fair. Yeah. But these Marvel shows haven't been action heavy.
You're right. You're not wrong.
Not really.
Even Falcon and Winter Soldier, which should have been like action every episode.
But I understand why.
Every episode.
But I knew why. Yeah. You know, because you couldn't do so much with COVID. That's what they was made in the middle of COVID, and that's what we said we couldn't do what we wanted to do. That's why we're doing this movie.
That was definitely not COVID.
I mean, no, Hawkeye is just terrible.
I think it tried to be too much like
I didn't know you were in a terrible camp. No. Jesus,
Hawkeye was awful. They had great characters. It was not good. They should have done more with it.
I think
the run where Kate Bishop comes in, I love that run, and I was just like, why didn't you just adapt that?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah,
you agreed
because we got people like Nate Moore in charge. Like, we don't want people that read the comic books making comic book movies. Like, oh, okay.
You read a comic? Good. We're not using any of that stuff. Throw it out.
Can you imagine if somebody said that in any other field? Like if like a owner of an NFL team is like, hey, we don't want people that know how to play football playing football for us. It was like, what? That's not how this works, man.
But if you look at the geeky space, She-Hulk was cool, but Moon Knight was a shot of NyQuil with a Benadryl chaser. Oh no! I don't agree with that. I don't think it was
Moon Knight. Moon Knight was fun. No, it wasn't that bad. It had some moments, but it was good. That's funny though.
There's funny, some mind-blowing concepts in Moon Knight. It's just
it is. I think the problem with Moon Knight it was too smart. I think it was too smart and it wasn't enough action.
There wasn't enough episodes.
It could have been 12 easily. It could have been 12 episodes easily.
Three episodes for each personality.
Yep. And then 3 for them to figure out what the hell they're gonna do together. How they're gonna work together.
Yes. Oh man.
Marvel, there you go.
If you watch it, hire us.
Hey, we watch it. We read all of it. We watch all of it. Come get me, man. Let's go.
That's what happens when you get people who read the comics.
You get good ideas.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's funny, man.
Yeah. I don't actively hate any of the Marvel stuff from Phase 4.
I don't.
I think if I was excited for Thor: Love and Thunder, I would have hated it. But since I wasn't, I was like, oh, this is good.
I don't think I hate any of it. I just thought that it
You
could
hate
have been
Eternals.
better.
It was lackluster. It was missing that Marvel essence to it. I think that Marvel, like, you're like, oh, that shock and awe, or that just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I
And
thought
it
that
was just
2021 in the middle of COVID was better than what we got 2022.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny about this is like a lot of people complained that Marvel was too copy and paste for the first 3 phases.
And now we're like,
Outside.
that's not copy and paste enough.
Yeah, now people complain
funny.
like, oh no, you guys have loosened the reins too much now. It's just like they're not gonna win.
I mean, they did it with Star Wars. You know, the Force Awakens. Oh, that's too much like A New Hope. Like, oh my god! And then what do we get? We get the Last Jedi.
And they're like, whoa, that's too different.
Well, now you're screwed because there's only one movie to fix everything, and that's not going to happen. So
And they tried.
was one
and
of
it
the,
didn't work.
That was one of the worst theater experiences I ever had. I told you guys in the middle of the movie, I was like, what the hell is this bullshit? I said it out loud by mistake.
And everyone else probably said, mm-hmm.
Yes, they all laughed and agreed with me. It was just like, did they just make them kiss? What
yeah.
fanfic shit is this?
The one time when you're cheering for people not to kiss, because usually you're like, go ahead, kiss her, kiss them, you know, and you're like, don't do it,
don't do it, please, no.
Same thing when they kissed. So many people went in my theater went like, like it was
like you guys. We already knew what you guys did that you didn't want to do with Finn
and Ray.
What you didn't want to do, so they didn't do it with Finn and Ray, and then they turned around and did that. It's like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Come
They
on.
were on Tumblr reading the fanfics, and they're like, you know what? This is what the casual people want. This is like, bro, no, that's Tumblr. Like, nobody goes on that site anymore.
I can see a boomer ass executive. They're like, so there's this thing called a fanfic. So it's like fans writing their own like versions of the movie. We should do it.
They all want Ray and Kylo Ren together. We gotta do no.
They got really, really explicit with and graphic with everything they were doing, but we don't need to go that far. Yeah,
just gotta make it romantic, even though he killed all her mentors in like a planet. But you know, let's kiss.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand that.
I think that he was trying to go for like a Luke Leia moment, but I was like, it's a little different. You didn't know they were siblings at that point. This time around, you knew they were like connected through the Force type of bullshit. I was like,
and
yeah,
I mean, he saw everyone
Luke
saw him
didn't
kill
blow up
everybody.
yeah, that's true. He didn't destroy entire planet.
Hey,
almost killed Finn. Almost killed Ray.
Hell, I would prefer Finn and Poe over that nonsense.
Yeah, that was a sensible fanfic.
Well, you know what? They went with another triangle in the second movie, and then they never addressed it again. Like, what the fuck were you doing? I don't even understand. I don't know what they thought was going on.
They didn't have a plan. There was like, okay.
Did you read what Ryan Johnson? Yeah. So Ryan Johnson was talking about it recently, and he goes, you know what? I probably should not have done certain things along that line. I don't. That's not word for word, but he said that he pretty much ended the story, and then that was a problem he didn't think about going forward. I was like, so you didn't think about being a middle movie in a story about ending everyone's story? I'm like, what do you think is going to happen? Like, but he basically said that. He goes, oh, I didn't think. Yeah, that's Disney's fault. That's Lucasfilm's fault. Kathleen Kennedy was in charge. You got to be like, whoa, you can't do this.
I always hear some Star Wars fans, they're tired of the Skywalker
After Indiana
story.
Jones, she's gone. After Indiana June, by July, mid-July, she's gone.
Because like it's interesting because like if you look at the popular Disney Plus shows, Mandalorian has Skywalker surrounding it with the baby Yoda, and then Boba Fett, even though it was dog shit, they had Luke come back and whatever.
That was a great episode.
Great episode, 2 great episodes, and then Obi-Wan is kind of surrounding that Skywalker. We had a Skywalker in Obi-Wan. Yep, those are the most popular shows. Then you have Andor that has no Skywalker stuff, and people didn't watch it.
Yeah.
It's getting awards because obviously critics loved it, but general audience didn't gravitate to it.
It was too slow.
Yeah, big fans.
But they could have made Andor great. You know, but
Make
that's what I'm
Andor great
hoping.
again.
I'm hoping for a Bad Batch.
Yeah, Andor just
Bad Batch.
and I remember being really pumped for it. Like the idea, the trailers really sold me, and then
That first trailer.
Mhm.
You were really into it. You were like, dude, this is gonna be great. I love slow burns. You were giving it credit, and everything you said was right. Everything you said was good, and then they just never did anything at all.
Yeah,
He was partly right
just
because it had some episodes.
It
just seemed like for every step forward, it took several steps backward.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You know, and if there's gonna be a season 2, they really gotta do something about that.
They greenlit it already.
Yeah,
They already greenlit it.
Yeah, it's already good
They
to go.
started shooting it before this ended.
I thought they were going to start filming it soon. I thought it was
They started filming before the season 1 ended.
Oh, so they are filming it. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, it got greenlit right away. So
it was.
I mean, I think
before
they
like
did-
episode
It's only going to be 2. It's only going to be 2 seasons, so they were like, "Let's go, whatever."
Well,
it's not that much of an investment.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense though. I mean, really, what else are you gonna do? Can't do another third season.
Yeah,
third season is Rogue One.
We saw third season.
Yeah, but I don't mind like
Rogue One from different perspectives. That'd be cool, but yeah,
from the bad guys. Like, I'm cool with Star Wars stuff not being around the Skywalker family. Like, I think what's it called? The Acolyte that's coming out is going to be like from the point of view of the Sith, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But man, the people running it that are all in charge of it, I don't have any faith in them. I have zero faith in them.
I don't know, man.
Catherine Kennedy is definitely leading it.
I think Ahsoka's
But
going
no,
to
but
be
who's the showrunner? Because the cast is stacked.
The cast is pretty good. Yeah.
Catherine Kennedy is not producing it, luckily.
Because she's out.
Rain Roberts.
I thought she was.
So X-23 is in it. The guy from
X-23
Squid Game is in it. Jodie Turner-Smith is in it. They have.
I thought Catherine Kennedy, Leslie
executive producer,
Amanda Stenberg. Yeah. But who's the show? I need to know who the showrunner is.
Leslie Headland.
I never heard of her, but that doesn't mean it's not good.
She did Russian Doll. If you ever seen Russian Doll.
Ooh, I like that show.
Russian Doll.
First season is really well.
Good.
Second season,
Sleeping with Other People. She was a producer. I didn't care for that. About Last Night, she wrote that.
I like that show.
I don't remember that. Bachelorette in 2012. Russian Doll was the only one that I'm kind of like cool for.
Yeah, but also like we've seen experienced directors who done a lot of great things come and give us booby. And then we have like the Russo brothers who like were not that experienced, and they gave us 3 of the best Marvel movies of all time.
Dude, you know,
the best Marvel movies.
I got to say this again. I was watching Endgame again, and I still teared up. I knew it was coming. Can you imagine? It was so good that I know it's coming, and still teared up. Like, and this is like years later, 5 years later, and I'm still like.
Infinity War and Endgame does that to me. As soon as Spider-Man goes, I don't feel good. Instant bath from my eyes.
How can see Marvel needs to get back to that?
But everything can't be that though. Like you can't.
Yeah, I don't think they'll ever
get top
that or like.
You have to build to that. You have to.
That's what they're doing.
Dynasty. And
I think that's what they're doing now.
And Battle World is going. It could be that epic and killing people off and all this stuff, but you have to get there.
Yeah, I'm just scared about the fan service rumors I'm hearing. I hope it doesn't focus so much on. I want to see it, but I just need these new characters to get their moment.
Yeah.
And the existing old characters as well, because we still have some original 7 and Phase 1, Phase 2 characters still around.
My worry is I don't feel like we have the leadership. You know, in the first three phases, we had great leadership. We had the OG best Marvel leaders ever out. Like the ones they had, all of them were there. And now we're going in, and yes, we have new characters, which is great, but we don't have the leadership. And it's not Marvel's fault, because it was definitely going to be Chadwick. It was definitely going to be the Black Panther being that leader that was going to step in. But not having him, it's left a void. And I think that needs to be rectified. They have to find something. And I'm not saying bringing Robert Downey Jr. as anything more than an AI is not what I'm talking about as a leader. You need to find a real leader, and you need to develop someone who can become a leader and give them the leeway to become that. I don't care. I don't care.
We got to see King's Dynasty. I think we just got to see King Dynasty, because I think why it was so great. We got Avengers really, really early. In those first three phases, we didn't have to wait this long before we saw who the leaders were, who we saw was doing the team. Now we've gotten like 17 movies in the first phase and shows and all that, and we don't know who's on the Avengers.
But more than anything, Kang is stronger than Thanos. He's smarter than Thanos. He's a bigger problem than Thanos, and we have no leader. We don't have no Iron Man. We have no Captain America.
But we have stronger characters than we did in the first three phases.
There's no one stronger
power-wise.
Thor?
Captain Marvel? Monica?
If she's there,
definitely going to be on their levels.
If she's there, like she was there in the last phase.
She's definitely going to be there. They're not going to do the Marvels with the Skrulls and make this big thing and then just not have her be in Kang Dynasty.
And see, my thing is, can we talking about Kang Dynasty? When you think about how the storyline goes, you need something else. What you really need is Reed Richards.
No, that'd be too much.
Yeah,
you need something, because you don't have anyone that's going to be the person that's going to push it forward.
They're doing it with New World Order. They're making Captain America Sam the guy that's
putting too many villains in there. They're not developing his story.
They don't need. They already started it. Yeah, I mean, everyone else might play little side things, and he might just be the guy in charge. That why they're doing Armor Wars from TV to a movie now, because. You have Don Cheadle.
Who is probably the best actor that you have in all of your movies.
So definitely they're going to make him, replace, kind of Tony Stark and Captain America. Because you got to figure, because both of those guys are military guys. So now you have, like a guy who.
So what you have a non-super soldier Captain America, and you have a non-genius Iron Man.
Well, we don't know how smart Rhodey is. Just because he wasn't as smart as Tony doesn't mean. And we have other geniuses.
They never really.
I said non-genius. I didn't say he was stupid. I just say he was a non.
And then with Carol Danvers, who's the strongest of everybody.
She's legit.
And we still have Thor.
Yeah, and all those movies are coming out before King comes out.
Do we though?
Yeah, Thor's not going nowhere. I know Chris Hemsworth's talking all this stuff and whatever. He's coming back. That money is too good. He's gonna take a little break because he has that diagnosis, and hopefully he's okay.
Yes,
but he's coming back.
But you know what fixes problems? Money, and lots of it. Disney money fixes problems. So why Robert Downey Jr. is probably coming back.
Sean is probably gonna get an upgrade because he has those rings.
I don't see
the Eternals are super powerful,
but I don't see any leaders.
There's 7 of them.
But they're. I don't see them as leaders. Any of them.
No, they don't got to lead.
But that's
they don't necessarily have to be leaders.
I said I'm not saying that we don't have powerful things, because we're going to have more powerful villains now coming in. Galactus. We're going to have a lot more. I just don't see a leader that's going to be able to galvanize these people. And you're not. I agree with Brandon. I agree with Brandon.
Rhodey.
I don't. Yeah. But they're not superheroes. Like
neither is Batman. Batman's leading the Justice League.
And think about it, Iron Man and Captain America were not superheroes. Like
Captain America was a super soldier, and he's a super soldier. He has the super soldier venom. So he's one of the
power and strength.
And then Iron Man is literally the smartest person in all the world. Like literally. That guy.
We have Riri Williams coming. She's gonna be super smart. Shuri is going to be
She's
super
young.
smart.
She's very young.
Both of them very young, but they're very smart.
But my point is still, you don't have that leader there.
Like,
but the leader doesn't need to be.
Everything you guys are saying, but no, so everything you guys are saying is right. But once again, I feel like if everything would have been fine if we had Black Panther. Not having that leader there changes things. I'm telling you, everything you guys are saying is fine, but it doesn't give you that same leader. And I think that's going to be a problem.
We don't need the same exact thing from the first 3 phases. We can have different types of leaders.
Yeah, I think Rhodey and Sam are going to split the leadership. One there that you saw it already happening in Falcon Winter Soldier. They have a relationship with each other, kind of going to each other with advice. And I can see them being it. It was like, oh yeah. Well, and then Sam being so military minded and so kind hearted, like Steve Rogers. But then I want to know where all this money went, because I'm pretty sure Rhodey's got some money from Tony, right? I mean, right? I mean,
I don't think so.
It was like he couldn't leave everyone laying out to dry like he did with Sam. Like, you don't get anything.
And you think maybe like you think maybe like Pepper would still be like bankrolling the Avengers operation. She's still technically CEO of Stark Industries.
Somebody got to be doing it.
Well, I think she's going to sell. I think that's what's going to happen. She's going to sell the tower. Or the towers are going. It's going to be Kang Tower. Kang is going to be all those things. God. He's going to be such a major villain.
Or she's going to sell it to Ben Affleck.
Osborn to take the tower.
Well, Reed Richards will get it and make it into the Baxter building.
Once again, that's why my point is saying they need.
Is Fantastic Four coming out before?
We have no idea. We have no idea.
They're not on the slate.
The rumor is
they're supposed to come out.
Oh yeah, they did.
It is.
They did put it
supposed to be out before King
It's
Dynasty.
Supposed to be
because Reed Richards has to be there to give you Battle World, Dr. Doom. They have to give you that Battle World, so they have to be there.
I don't know if they're going to be doing all that if they're focusing on Kang.
They're doing Battle World. He's going to
King
is going
to
win.
Battle World.
Yeah,
I know they're doing Battle World, but I don't know if they're doing Dr. Doom and King at the same time.
Yeah,
I think they are, because
I feel Doom is the next big.
They were going to introduce him before. He was going to be introduced in 2023. I mean 2022. He was in Wakanda Forever. He was going to be introduced.
I know that was
I thought he said they did it. Yeah, I thought he said like it was always going to be Namor. It was never Doom.
He was going to be introduced at the end of the movie, and they thought that was in bad taste. Not that Dr. Doom was going to be the villain. That's not what I'm saying. He was going to be introduced at the as an end credit.
Yeah, it would have been it would have been bad taste to have that after credit scene.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why they got rid of that. So
yeah. Shit, the new Avengers need Goku to defeat Kang.
I wonder what his weakness is going to be. Because obviously, he's going to need a weakness.
Yeah,
it's probably going to be all his variants.
The variants. That'd be good. Them just fighting amongst each other. Mm-hmm. So as of right now, Fantastic Four is coming out November 8th, 2024, and then King Dynasty is May 2nd, 25, and Secret Wars is November 7th, 25.
So my point is that I'm saying that it needs the leadership. I'm telling you where that leadership is coming from. I'm telling you where the leadership is coming from.
Thinking from a casual fan perspective, for this new group to come out right before the Avengers film and them lead the Avengers sounds like a bad idea.
He's going to be around. He's going to be around. They're going to tell you that he's always been there.
I think they're going to save the day. They're going to do what they did with Carol. They're like, oh, here's a super powerful being, and then then she comes in and saves the day at the end. They're not.
But she didn't fully save the day, and I think that's what saved it.
Yeah.
People were scared that Carol was just going to come and just take over, and I think that was smart. Yeah, I think it was smart for her to get knocked down a little bit.
And they utilized her just right. I thought.
Yeah,
it would have been even better if the movie would have came out a little bit earlier than the Avengers movie. Like if you would have gave it like 8 months, she could have been fine, been more integral part of it. But because the movie came out 3 months before it came out, it was kind of too much.
It was.
Well, I don't think the timing mattered terribly much.
She's literally you introduced the character 3 months before the movie came out, Brandon. Like it was literally 3 months. Like it came out in March, and then Avengers: Infinity War was like in May. Like it was like that's just too. That's not
Wait,
enough time.
we're talking about Captain Marvel, right?
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that was like a month and a half before Endgame.
That's why I just said March and May. So like,
Because we got two
is,
movies in between Infinity War and Endgame.
So when you get Fantastic Four, you do have enough time to make Reed Richards something special, and not that he has to save the day in Kang Dynasty, but he's going to be there for the what's the last one? 2026
or
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars. So it's enough time for that to happen, and I think that's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be interesting. There's a lot of characters to juggle, way more than last time. So
I mean, we're getting two things. Yeah, between Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, we're getting two things in summer of 2025. One's most likely a movie, and one's most likely a show. So, just by the way they usually lay things out. So, probably, we'll get a movie and a show in between the two Avenger movies.
They had said that there's going to be a show that ties all the shows together. So we might get like an Avengers level show.
Which would be awesome.
I'll be okay with that. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be freaking awesome. And it makes your investment in the shows matter.
Do you guys think Blue Marvel gets thrown in any of these things? Or are the two shows that they're going to do are just going to be part of the dark universes they're doing right now?
Blue Marvel could. I'm really not counting out anything. We're at the point in the MCU where pretty much any and everything is fair game. I think anything could happen.
It might be too much though. It's just too many characters already. We have so many characters from Phase 4, and then Phase 5, we're not getting a lot of new ones.
I think that they're just not going to use them all.
Because we have street level stuff we got to worry about too.
Yeah.
But I think that's its own category.
That's what they're like. Moon Knight's not going to be part of it. They're going to be a lot of things that are just not part of it, and they're going to introduce a lot of this other new stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, I love Moon Knight, but
I want the street level people to be a part.
Yeah, like I'm really
right?
interested to see more of the street level stuff, but I'm curious to see which street level heroes are kind of I think some of them are going to be kind of relegated to their own corner for a little bit. Some of them are obviously going to pop up in Avengers movies.
Oh, but, Spider-Man will be back. That's just
Spider-Man's definitely going to be in Secret Wars. I know he's they set him up to be kind of.
He might get that black suit.
He'll get the black suit, and he'll definitely have it in Secret War. I'm kind of questioning if he'll be in Kang Dynasty. I think he's going to be in his own kind of a street level corner in a while after No Way Home set up. So, but yeah, he'll definitely be pop up in the Avengers again as like an honorary member.
Yeah, Tom Holland will join Avengers in Kang Dynasty.
We'll see.
Yeah. No,
that's their linchpin.
They're already telling you.
We will see.
It's literally out on all the stuff. Tom Holland did sign on for Kang Dynasty. So it's there.
Yeah, you don't have an Avengers movie without Spider-Man with all the popularity he's bringing.
Now that you actually have him,
you have to. Yeah, he signed 6 movies. Those 2 are 2 of the 6 movies. He's gonna have his own trilogy.
I mean, he's getting his own trilogy. So that's already 3. Those 2 Avengers movies, that's already 5. So
and then it's gonna be one in the middle that we're gonna see him. So that's
I hope
probably Fantastic Four. They're probably gonna let him have his bromance with Johnny Storm.
Yeah,
that's cool too. But I would love for him and Shang-Chi to have that teacher.
That would be awesome.
That'd be cool too.
But once again, that's probably what brings him in to Kang Dynasty.
Daniel Destin Cretton is directing it, so
that makes
his character.
Sense.
That would be good. That would be good. Yeah, because then you're also kind of making Shang-Chi a leader. Because if Spider-Man is kind of like, hey, he's my mentor and stuff like that, you're kind of like escalating him to a higher level and stuff.
I don't know how much they're going. I think Shang-Chi will be a leader personally, because I think he has all the characteristics that you need as a leader. Like when I say they're missing, I think he has all the. I don't know if he's going to be leader for Spider-Man. I think he's going to come in I think he's not going to be like Spider-Man. It's like, oh yeah, he's the lead. No, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. The only reason I feel him not being prominent leader is because of Simu Lee. Because of the stuff he said about China and
and
I feel like they might not want to
You don't
put
want to
them in
kick
the
out.
forefront like that.
Yeah, you don't want to get kicked out of China again. Because honestly, if a movie doesn't drop in China, you're losing $200 million at least.
Well, there hasn't been a Marvel movie that's dropped in China since Endgame.
Yeah, but think about it.
Oh shit!
So,
Really? Yeah.
We talk about Black Adam. Imagine if Black Adam was dropped in China.
Oh, it would have made $700 million.
At least 6. Yeah.
Yep. And then Wakanda Forever is
different conversation right now.
800. It's finishing at $30 million, right? And if it would dropped up for China, we're talking about it's a $1 billion.
It would have probably hit a bill.
It'll be over $1 billion. So,
Multiverse of Madness would have made like 1.5, 1.7 then.
Yep. So I mean, it's the same.
It made 900 without China. So
now I think they have to think about that and be strategic about who they let be the leaders of these things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, you can still do good movies. I mean, you did No Way Home and that didn't release in China.
Yeah, but you also, but you're limiting yourself.
Also, they had the gimmick. It had the gimmick of all gimmicks of all time. You know?
Oh yeah,
all the Spider-Man being together. It's gonna be hard to recreate that.
But hey, they're gonna have that King
Dynasty. We're not thinking about Deadpool. He could be a leader. I'm joking.
I was like,
maybe Blade. They're already kind of like doing
potentially
stuff in the background. It seemed like
it's gonna be interesting. I'm excited for it though. I'm excited for it. We could see that be part of the problem. All these different people trying to take charge. And
they get into like conflict.
Yeah,
that's why my point. Like I think that's exactly what's going to happen until we get Reed Richards.
But we get Reed Richards before King
Dynasty. Separating. This is where we get the West Coast Avengers. We get the all different Avengers teams. Because I don't like how you lead.
Avengers,
so Hawkeye's like,
Avengers.
come over here with me. Yeah, that was the perfect way to set that up.
Who's gonna go with Hawkeye?
All the street level people. It's like, you have my best interest at heart. We don't have powers. F all these powerful people.
That's true. That would be in that. That's actually
Captain America doesn't have, but Captain America doesn't have powers. So why wouldn't you follow?
He got a vibranium suit, man. That's
Sam is gonna look at Jeremy Renner and be like, "Yo, we've been through the ringer together. Let's get the hell out of here." He's like, Kate, let's go, Kate. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I can see him take Kate. I think he's gonna let Jeremy Renner just go ahead and be on your own. Like, all right, man. Good luck.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I wouldn't mind that. Where then you get a bunch of different storylines that Secret Avengers, West Coast Avengers, New Avengers,
different cities. It's not always New York getting attacked every time.
You can easily make Midnight Suns with that. Doctor Strange makes his little secret team. Or little Avenger team.
We get
like Supernatural
Voodoo.
Avengers, basically.
Yeah, Supernatural Avengers.
We get Brother Voodoo, Ghost Rider, Blade.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. That's why I'm like, they can go a bunch of different ways, and it could be very, very fun and entertaining. And I hope they do. I hope they try some stuff. Also, what you're saying, I think they might show Blue Marvel, maybe not with the powers, but at least by name, like his alias name in the Marvels. He's a Marvel.
He can probably show it before he gets the powers, like before he goes through his transformation.
He could be someone that's helping them out get through the stuff. Yeah.
I can see that. Anybody with a Marvel name in it ever. So.
Yeah, I'm excited for that movie. I like all those characters. I like the director. Hopefully, they knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
Same.
We'll see.
Me too.
We'll see.
See how it plays out.
Yeah, I just want to see. I believe it. I'm definitely going to be there first weekend. I just don't know what we're going to get yet.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. The only thing I'm scared about this year is the shows. They're not super strong.
But the shows
last year wasn't.
But Loki, Loki 2 is
Loki.
going to be strong enough to do it. What if it's going to be strong enough to be fine?
I'm excited about Agatha. I think Agatha's going to be fun.
Me too. But
are other people watch it?
It's a character that you wouldn't really expect to get a show, but we'll see.
It can open up a whole thing with the supernatural. Where will
exactly
show up in there?
Exactly. That's why I'm maintaining an open mind about it.
Yeah. And I think enough people liked and enjoyed her in WandaVision that might be like, okay, I'll check her out.
I think you're gonna need Wanda. We're gonna need Wanda.
I feel like she's gonna be the antagonist of that show.
It's
gonna be
Catherine
it's gonna be a
Hahn.
swap.
Yeah.
If
Where
she's
Catherine
alive.
Hahn's fun enough.
If
I would
she's
say
alive.
Catherine Hahn, she can do it. No, she's alive.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's great.
I mean, I know
But
she's alive.
They're not going to bring her back in the show though. That's not going to happen. You know. But yeah, I think
Do
it'll
you
be
think she's
fun
gonna get
enough.
redeemed? It's gonna be really hard for her to get redeemed.
Redemption mark, yeah, I think so. I'm telling you, there's so many things. I'm telling you what they're going. Doctor Doom, she's gonna come back up, pop back up in Latvia. I'm telling you, that's what's gonna happen. She's gonna pop up there, and it's gonna start there, and she's going to stop Doctor Doom from doing what he was doing, and that's gonna start her redemption arc, and she's gonna be able to do a lot of stuff.
I can see that, or there's a rumor that the Thunderbolts are going to that Eternals place, and that's where the mutants are staying, and she could end up there, and she finally amongst mutants. And they're like, you know what? You're not technically a mutant, but you could be with us, and now she's a mutant.
Or they find out that she was always a mutant.
Yeah, they kind of did that.
In WandaVision, they kind of hinted at it, that she is actually a mutant. So
I mean, what if she takes? Because right now it's a head and a hand, and they're calling that an island. And I was like, what if she actually turns it into an island? You know,
that hand
turns it into
is big
Krakoa.
as that hand is big as United States. So that's
that
is island.
Yeah. I don't know. But,
Cool,
it's gonna be fun. But if she saves the world or the universe, then that's an instant okay, maybe you're not that bad.
Yeah.
She also didn't kill anybody in our multiverse. She only killed people in other multiverses. They're like, well,
that don't count.
I don't know that one. Who's fantastic? Yeah,
we don't got one of those here.
Yeah.
We don't got no Inhumans here.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I
can get to bed in a few minutes.
So.
Close it out.
Almost 1 o'clock.
Close it out, Tank.
You want me to close it out? All right.
I can't even think
Cool.
anymore.
Yeah. I've been up almost for 3 days straight, so I'm on my fourth win. So yeah, sick baby means no sleep. Yeah. All right. But yeah, appreciate everyone hanging out. Tony, appreciate you in chat, man, and subscribing. Thank you. Knox,
great.
Horror Geek, Derpy, Alyssa, thank you, Clayton, coming in. Appreciate all you guys. Thank you for subbing. We appreciate all that. And we'll see you guys on Thursday. I think we're gonna talk about Bad Batch and talk about some other stuff as well. Watch some trailers if some trailers actually drop. But yeah, cool. That is it from us. Thank you, Zach. You want to do a last shout out for your channel? And then we'll
Zach Tech Reviews. Check me out. Subscribe. Tomorrow I have my full top 10 most anticipated movies coming out tomorrow at 4. And then Thursday I should have a review for Megan, the new horror film that's coming out.
Yes.
That's amazing that you're doing that fast. Awesome.
Yeah, man. I'm super excited about that movie because James Wan can do no wrong. But yeah, check out Zach Attack Reviews and subscribe to the Spoiler Kings. They're great.
Thank you. But yeah, so Monday I think we're definitely doing Megan because I cannot wait to watch that movie.
Stupid. I can't wait. I can't wait. I need the context behind that dancing.
Yeah.
She hit that shit so smooth
with them dancing.
She hit that so smooth in the trailer.
Yeah.
That's a little black girl did all that white makeup.
Take off the mask. Yeah, ready for that dance death singing. There you go.
Yeah.
She kick up her leg and then bam, chop somebody's head off.
Yep.
So, all right. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys Thursday. Make sure you check out Zach Attacks. Put the link in the description and all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys later.
See you guys.
Later.
See you, fellas.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We out here.